forward with it and try and find someone that can help them or help to mentor them, someone that they trust, and to help to mentor them. Like I said, I'm shy, but shyness, take it out the door. You never know. I never in a million years that I would realize that I would have this much customers. So one post, one share, one word of mouth could get you somewhere. And I always like watching TikTok because it's inspirational as well. It has a positive side to it. And one of my mentors I watch on TikTok, she was like, in one of her videos, she said, keep sharing, keep playing, and keep promoting your business, because one video could change your entire business selling. So I would say try not to be depressed, try not to have so much doubt, but create a piece, share it. People are only going to say yes or no. And if they say no, keep on trying until you get a yes.
Amen.
Yes, wow.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paiswell Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Bimini Swain and the Bahama Beauty. At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now. Welcome, everyone. I'm Bimini Swain, and this is What's Trending, the spot where the buzz meets the bold, and we're diving headfirst into everything that's lighting up your feeds and turning heads. It's Tuesday, September 9th, and trust me, we've got a lot to talk about. What's new on campus? Today, we're sitting down with two leaders from Atlantic College to talk about how the school year is shaping up, how the exciting programs are helping students to succeed both in and out of the classroom, innovation, impact, insight. It's all coming up right here. Plus, think science is all about formulas and textbooks? Think again. We're talking to a teacher who's turning the classroom into a place of curiosity, creativity, and yes, fun. From hands-on experiments to viral-worthy lessons, she's proving that learning can be exciting and unforgettable. And World Physiotherapy Day may have been yesterday, but the work physiotherapists do matters every single day. We're speaking with the physiotherapists about how they help people recover, stay active, and live pain-free, from sports injuries to everyday mobility. Locked in? Good, because the best is still ahead. You're watching What's Trending.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new. Signature hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Those pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Diet-friendly special.
We're keeping our finger on the pulse of the community, and today we're heading back to school. Whether you're a student, a parent, or just curious about what's happening on campus, we've got the inside track. Joining us from Atlantic College are two key voices shaping the future of education, founder Dr. Melanie Thompson and the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Wilston Anderson. They're here to share how the new school year is unfolding and to highlight the exciting programs that are helping students grow, thrive, and lead both in and out of the classroom. Welcome to What's Trending.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Well, it's great to have you here, Dr. Mel and Mr. Anderson.
Thank you for having us here this afternoon.
Thank you so much for being here. So tell me, Dr. Mel, we're a few weeks into the school year. How are things going so far on campus?
Things are going very well this semester, and we're off to a new theme where we're talking about Dare to Dream and Destined to Achieve. So our students are all excited, and this year we brought in our students and we brought them in for them to focus on their career, not only to pursue those national examinations, but to incorporate their career. So they're doing career training, and so they're all excited. I mean, you know, students are to school even before time just because they're excited about what's going on.
So does that speak to the level of energy that you are seeing from your students?
It does speak to the level of energy that I'm seeing from my students. They're all excited because here it is, they're like, you mean I get to study digital animation? I get to study law? And so they're all really excited. They're enthusiastic.
So with that in mind, can you speak to some of the standout academic or career programs the college offers?
Okay, what the college offers, we offer, you can start at the associate level and go right into the bachelor's, okay? A lot of them start at the associate's level. And so what is our staple program? We had the criminal justice, which is a staple program. We have a whole number of police officers who would have come through Atlantic College, and human resource management, and also human services. Of course, we offer accounting as well as management, but our number one staple is those police officers who come through there for the criminal law.
And so will we be seeing any new programs or new certificates being launched this year for students? Can you speak to that?
Okay, in 2008, we became a senior college because we started offering degrees at the bachelor level. Prior to that, only the seminary had bachelor level programs. And I think persons always thought that when you heard about Atlantic College, it's a seminary. No. But then we offer liberal arts programs. So we have associate and bachelor's degree in accounting technology, in business administration and human resources management, in computer information technology, in financial services, in human services, in criminal justice, in public administration, and then we have the Bachelor of Science in Theology, in Christian education, and in Christian counseling.
So a lot of different programs. So what kind of support services are available for students? So you have like tutoring, career counseling, financial aid. Are these elements available for your students?
We do have support services. We offer our students financial payment, where if they don't have all of the money up front, you can pay it in three installments. Sometimes we require that you pay half, or you can just divide the whole fee into three semesters. And so that's been working very well for them. A lot of our students are on a government scholarship because we are approved by NACOP. The scholarship department grants our students. We have a number of students who've been given financial assistance from the government. We have a lot of students who sometimes they are not certain which, even though they'll come and say they want to pursue this particular degree, but they're not sure if that is exactly what they want to do. So we try to show them to look for occupational outlook and see where this particular degree will take you. And if that's not what is happening, then we try to put them in an area that is, you know, where they'll stand out.
So finally, how can prospective students or parents learn more or get involved?
Well, they can get involved by, one, you have to come to the college on Hay Street, okay? I mean, a lot of us do online and whatever, but we are still traditional where you come and you sit down and you get advice, counseling, you know, admissions counseling to what it is you want to do. You can call 356-5517. Mrs. Marilyn Smith is the person who we call our director of admissions, and she is so warm and she's willing, and whenever you get there, I guarantee you, you will enroll.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up our conversation with you, Dr. Mel. Mr. Thompson, thank you so much for joining us today on What's Trending. It's definitely been a pleasure, and it's clear that there's a lot of excitement and momentum at Atlantic College, especially for someone that's considering enrolling, whether at the lower level, so in this case at the tertiary level. So that's definitely...
Yes, it is. Atlantic College is situated right in the heart of the nation, with the nation in its heart. Awesome. All right? We pride ourselves in saying that there's no crime through Hay Street because of education, because we educated many of our students who couldn't afford it. And education quieted them down. And so there's no noise through Hay Street now.
Well, that's definitely...
It's an educational community.
Definitely something to be proud of. Again, yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Mel. Thank you so much, Mr. Anderson, for joining us today on What's Trending.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
In business, who's making major money moves and how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill Initial. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas: Rent-A-Kill Initial.
When you think of biology class, you probably imagine textbooks, the human anatomy, and lab coats. But at St. Augustine's College, one teacher is flipping the script, turning science into an exciting, hands-on adventure. Students aren't just learning from books, they're diving into experiments and projects that spark curiosity and unleash creativity. Joining us now is Dea Ramming, who is making biology come alive by inspiring students to think, explore, and discover in totally new ways. It's great to have you here on What's Trending, Dea.
Thank you for having me.
It's so great to have you here with us.
Glad to be here.
Wonderful. So tell us, how long have you been an educator?
Well, I graduated from College of the Bahamas, now University of the Bahamas, in 2016, and I have been teaching since then. So this would be my 9th, 10th year or so teaching.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations on that. So
thank you.
What keeps you inspired to continue to educate or approach biology in a creative way?
Well, education is a passion of mine. I wanted to be a teacher from as long as I can remember, and I obviously was inspired by other teachers to take on this career path. When it comes to biology, it is the study of life. And so ultimately, learning about ourselves, talking about life with our students, it makes it more fun, more engaging, more relatable, and that's why I continue to always try to have a fun and engaging lesson with my students.
And speaking about fun and engaging, most times you incorporate social media into your lessons as well. So talk about how that element has helped you to bring your lessons to life.
So social media has actually become a very new thing for me when it comes to incorporating it into my lessons. I talk about it often with the kids, but actually involving them inside it was new. And it is something that they like to do. So what I try to do with my students is to create a relationship with them. I find that once I get to know them on a personal level, it is easier to help them learn in my classroom. And so social media was just one of those things I thought they would love. We're all on social media. We know what's popping, what's trending,
exactly,
as the show is called.
Yes.
Okay, so ultimately, they would be more excited to learn because I can relate to them on that level.
So then what kind of hands-on projects or activities are your students working on right now?
So depending on the grade level, we would do certain types of experiments. 10 through 12 in particular would have different lab assignments to do an experiment. Grade 9 more so I would deal with them when it comes to demonstrations. Okay, we are very fresh in the school year, so many of the activities would be more so game related, group work, flashcards, scavenger hunts, things of that sort. I also like to incorporate videos. I have some what I like to call my favorite people when it comes to YouTube channels, because those are the actual videos that I tend to show them more often. But generally speaking, that's where we're at when it comes to what we're doing right now.
So how do you keep students engaged, especially those people who may say, well, I'm not really a science person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so how do you keep them engaged or connect with them?
When it comes to keeping them engaged, I generally try to make my classroom as realistic and relatable as possible. So I bring in concepts that they are aware of. They are the social media generation. So if I see something while I'm scrolling and that's related to the topic that we are going to be approaching in class, I remember it. I bring it on the PowerPoint. I talk about it in the class. I say things on their level that they understand. And from that, I'm able to build a connection with them, make it more engaging. They're like, yeah, I know that. I saw that. And so from that, it makes it a little bit easier for them to understand the concepts, especially when I ask them questions about the things that they do on an everyday life or things that they experience. And so they're able to just delve in and be more excited about the topics that we're talking about.
So then what advice would you offer, if anything, to other teachers who want to make their lessons even more engaging and creative for their students?
Be yourself. Let your personality shine through. Think about the time when you were in a classroom and what you wanted your teacher to do to make the classroom more exciting, and then incorporate that into the lesson. When we go to school, we learn about all of the different things that would make it more exciting, more engaging. I'm positive that we have attempted to use some of them or even all of them at one point to see what works for us. But sometimes we gotta just take a step back and recognize who is our audience, what they like to do, what we would like to do, and see how it works with them.
And what's for you, what's been the most rewarding part of teaching the way that you do it?
Seeing the excitement that my students have when they see me on the blocks, just saying, hi, Miss Ramming. If I don't hear my name 1,000 times a day, my name is not Miss Ramming. Even students who I don't have, everybody wants to be in Miss Ramming's class, and they're sad when they're not in Miss Ramming's class. And I'm like, unfortunately, you know, I don't choose my schedule. I have full classes already, but you're free to visit. So that's very rewarding. Also, when they succeed in whatever way that means for them. Okay, I find a lot of enjoyment and pride in seeing my past students, my previous students do amazing things in life, even if it's not academic. And I do tend to build relationship with my students, learn about what they do outside of the classroom, and I follow up in the classroom, ask questions, and they are very excited about that. I make them feel comfortable. They can ask questions, answer questions, and therefore we just have a good time in the classroom, but we know that this is what we're here to do, but we can still enjoy ourselves.
Well, you sound like an amazing teacher, so thank you so much for being an amazing individual, and continue to do the work that you're doing, because I'm sure that it definitely is making a big difference with your students, past and the ones that are coming.
Yes, thank you.
Well, teachers remind us that learning just doesn't have to be boring. It can be bold, interactive, and even a little messy sometimes.
Sometimes.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
What's Trending is turning 1, and we want to hear from you, our amazing viewers. In a short phrase, tell us what you love about What's Trending. Just grab your phone, turn it sideways, and record a quick 15-second video. Then WhatsApp your clip to 422-6827 to be featured. Let's celebrate 1 year of trending moments together. We can't wait to hear from you.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Yesterday was World Physiotherapy Day, and today we're spotlighting the pros who help us get back on our feet, literally. From sports injuries to everyday pain, physiotherapists are the unsung heroes of recovery. Joining us now is Elvianne Pinder, a licensed physiotherapist from your neighborhood physio, here to explain why physiotherapy matters more than ever. Thanks for joining us today, Elvianne.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, that's great. So let's start by giving our audience a clearer picture of what physiotherapy really is and how it benefits people of all ages. So for those that are not familiar, what exactly is physiotherapy and how does it differ from other rehabilitations or treatment?
Okay, so let's start off by saying a physical therapist is a licensed medical professional. So they would have had to go through some medical training. Okay. So that would set you apart from other disciplines like massage as well as athletic training. Also, we help people recover from injuries, not only sports, but cardiovascular, neurological, and also aging populations. So we help those to better their quality of life who have seen diminished movement.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So what kinds of conditions or injuries do you most commonly help patients with?
Right now, most commonly, I see stroke injuries. So when someone has a stroke, they may be left with paralysis on one half of the body. And what we do is we help through exercise to get them moving, especially with the lower half. So that would involve the legs, how they get to walk again, what would they need to use to start to walk, etc.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So what's for you the most rewarding part of being a physiotherapist?
Wow, I think the most rewarding part would be when we get to the end goal, when the patient and the family sees themselves do something that they previously couldn't do before and they thought they would never do again. That's the most rewarding part for me.
And that sounds like a lot of fun. And how important is early intervention when it comes to physical therapy?
I always treat that you need to start to prepare. Preparation is key. You don't want to wait until an injury happens, then you start to seek a physical therapist. You could go in for preventative measures, such as just strengthening a specific body part or full body so that you don't fall susceptible to any injuries.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, for anyone who's never been to a physiotherapist, it might feel a little bit intimidating, or you might just be wondering, oh, what actually happens during a session? Well, you're about to find out. Joining us now to demonstrate is Robert Johnson. Thanks for being our volunteer today, Robert. So, once you get comfortable, so LVN, can you walk us through what a typical first visit looks like, what someone should be expecting?
Yeah, so I would have already done my evaluation on him. So we would have gone through that evaluation process where he told me what his problems is, right, Robert? Yes. So he told me that he sits long periods and his upper shoulder is very painful. So a lot of the times we want them as our patients to stretch at any age and at any job. So for him, I would ask him to bring your arms behind you. Good, and if it's this shoulder that's affected, I'm gonna ask him to bring his head and his hair to his shoulder. I'm gonna hold this hair for a stretch for about 10 to 30 seconds so that we get this muscle to relax. Now, when he brings his head back up, I'm gonna also show him how he could do it on his own. So you're gonna bring your hand right over your head and you're gonna pull. You're not pulling to the point of pain now. You're pulling to where you feel that gentle stretch.
So it's just more so keeping all of the tension part on the shoulder.
Yes,
all right,
and that helps to relieve that tension he would have built up throughout the day.
And so this year's World Physiotherapy Day highlights healthy aging. So how does that relate to when you work with your patients? Because you mentioned some would be age, some would be stroke, different categories.
Yes, we treat the entire lifespan. So in my day, I may have seen a toddler. I would have also seen someone's grandma. So we want to make sure that every exercise and every treatment is appropriate for that age group. No one is exempt from physical therapy. Everyone could have it.
And still saying that we have our volunteer Robert still here. What are some simple things that people can do at home to maintain whatever you would have shared with them in their session? Because I think it's only like an hour of time.
Right.
I mean, a lot goes into that hour.
Yes.
But what can they do then to strengthen what you've shared with them?
So
in
we
their
try
session?
to pack in everything in that hour, but we always leave you with some homework to do. So whether that
you
is...
have a homework for
Yes.
Mr. Achy Shoulder?
Yes, so that exact same stretch that he did when he pulled his head over to the side, that is something I would ask him to do at work, at his desk, also at home. So he would get a printed program or a video to show him what he should do.
And that'll release and relieve that tension that he's been experiencing.
Yes, that's one of the ways we help.
That makes a lot of sense. So what advice would you give to someone who is hesitant or unsure about starting physiotherapy?
I would say do your research. The best part about it is when I was coming up, we didn't have social media about. So now we have our World Physiotherapy website that people could go and log on to. And a lot of the practitioners in the Bahamas have their own website or social media pages where you could go in and see the kind of work they provide.
And so specifically, if people want to find you, LVN, Pinder, where can they go?
They could find me at my website, which is www.yourneighborhoodphysio.com, as well as my Instagram page, which would be Your Neighborhood Physio. And they could contact me directly at 456-1924.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, LVN, for sharing your time and expertise with us today. Thank you so much to our volunteer, Robert, for being such a great sport and helping us out today. We really appreciate it. Although World Physiotherapy Day is past, let's still take a moment to appreciate the professionals helping people move better, feel stronger, and stay independent. We'll be back right after this short break.
diet-friendly special.
We'll lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Wednesday's show, it's time to find out who our two lucky winners are. Tune in because you could be one of them. Well, that's a wrap for What's Trending. Follow us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS for show clips and behind at 6 p.m. for more lifestyle, entertainment, and so much more.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. The Minister for Grand Bahama reaffirming the government's role in the island's progress. Also, the Deputy Prime Minister providing an update on the redevelopment of Bimini's airport. And police give the latest on a house fire that claimed the life of a 12-year-old on Abaco.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the Minister for Grand Bahama has reaffirmed the government plays a vital role in every stage of the island's progress, stressing that even private projects like Carnival's Celebration Key must be shaped to benefit Bahamians. Shalia Rule has tonight's top story.
We are the voice of the people. We look out not just for the economic development itself, but ensuring that our people are part of it and that our people are able to benefit from it.
The message from the government is clear. Progress must be felt by the people. From private projects like Carnival Celebration Key to public initiatives, the Minister for Grand Bahama says the government's stance will always be for the empowerment of its people.
Government has to be a part of every one of these negotiations, every one of these developments. The government represents the people. The government is the voice of the people. It's the government who ensures that people have a place at the table.
The government of the Bahamas plays an integral role in the nation's progress and in shaping opportunity for its people, according to the Minister for Grand Bahama, who underscored that even when private entities lead major projects, government involvement is essential to ensure benefits reach Bahamians.
Reinforced our desire for the project to happen and to work with to ensure that Bahamians were given every opportunity. And these are the things that happen. Government is intricately involved in all the major projects that happen, and without government it can't happen.
The minister pointed to Carnival Celebration Key development as an example. She explained that the project was among the first matters the Davis administration moved to address, making certain that the deal was structured in a way that prioritized local interests and created tangible opportunities for Bahamians.
Because I'm listening to the voice of the people and I'm trying to ensure that the rights are respected, the opportunities that we say will come are coming, and that we recognize that we are a part of it. It isn't things that are just happening around us, but that we are able to benefit from everything that's happening. Because if we say that, all of these major initiatives are happening. They're happening on Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama is on the move. Then the people should be on the move as well, right?
While acknowledging the positive momentum underway on the island, she also highlighted ongoing challenges the government faces, one of which is the Grand Bahama Power Company.
You know, you have people buying our property. You have construction that's happening. You have we have buildings that are being repurposed, buildings that used to be dilapidated so long. But again, all of this is happening, but we can't have all of this happening and still people are not able to survive because of high power bills. And so that's one of the challenges, is one of the things that I've spoke out against from day one.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shirley Earl.
Progress is underway on the $80 million redevelopment of Bimini Airport, and it's still on track for completion in 2025. The development agreement was signed in November of 2023, and so far, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, says the government is pleased with how construction is shaping up on the state-of-the-art facility.
Construction on the Bimini International Airport is steadily progressing, and both the government and its development partners are pleased with the pace. Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, says the team is moving swiftly to meet the 2026 completion deadline for the $80 million state-of-the-art facility.
It's progressing. The airport is moving very well. We have a partner, Island Airport Development Partners. It's a partnership between Phoenix and Plenary international organizations, entities, and they are moving swiftly with the development there.
$30 million is earmarked for the first phase of the airport redevelopment, with another $50 million set aside for phase 2. Cooper and his team have been closely monitoring the project, sharing visible signs of progress already taking shape on the ground.
We saw already the repavement of the airstrip. We now see vertical construction happening. We anticipate that this airport is going to be substantially completed by early 2026.
But as excitement continues to build in Bimini, the minister says there's even more to look forward to, and that includes increased airlift and a boost in tourist arrivals to the island.
And what's important is that as a result of this new airport, we know that we're getting some new airlift. So over the course of the next 7 to 10 days, we'll be making some announcements with our airline partners about new airlift coming into Bimini. This is going to be the first time that Bimini has this type of international airlift. I'm excited about it. It's going to work wonders for the hotels on the island, the residents. It's going to enhance their way of life. It's going to get more traffic on the island of Eleuthera. And this is truly Bimini, the island of Bimini. This is truly going to work wonders for Bimini and its people.
The Minister of Tourism and his team are expected to travel to Bimini this month to assess the ongoing progress of the state-of-the-art airport facility. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson, Everest.
And there's more good news for the island of Bimini, as American Airlines is giving travelers a new way to explore the Bahamas. Starting February 14th, the airline will offer the only non-stop flights from the U.S. to Bimini, opening the door to pristine beaches, water adventures, and vibrant local culture. More details in this report. Bimini is known for its sandy beaches, colorful marine life, resorts, and unique attractions, and it is now more accessible than ever. An official notice on American Airlines website released Monday, September 8th, indicating that flights will operate from Miami 3 times a week on its Embraer 175 aircraft with premium cabin offerings. Travelers can connect to Bimini through Miami from more than 80 cities across the United States and Canada. Officials say American Airlines is the only carrier area offering non-stop service from the U.S. to Bimini. It also provides exclusive non-stop service to Governor's Harbor and Freeport. In response to growing traveler demand, additional flights have been added to Marsh Harbor and North Eleuthera during the December holiday season. According to the site, Bimini is American Airlines' 7th destination in the Bahamas. Brian Naughtons, Senior Vice President of Network Planning, says American Airlines added Bimini to its network to give travelers unique and varied experiences. Bimini offers a new island option in the Bahamas. Visitors can enjoy beachfront resorts, dolphin encounters, snorkeling, world-class fishing, and local cuisine featuring fresh seafood and traditional conch dishes. Tickets for Bimini flights are on sale now at AmericanAirlines.com or through the American Airlines mobile app. Police have now provided an update on the deadly house fire in Abaco that claimed the life of a 12-year-old boy last month. Authorities say early signs point to an electrical malfunction as the likely cause, yet key questions remain about what happened before the blaze, including the circumstances surrounding adult supervision at the time. The details in this report.
A deadly house fire in Crown Haven, Abaco, that claimed the life of a 12-year-old boy last month is now believed to have been caused by an electrical fault. But the tragedy is raising more questions than answers. According to multiple reports, the fire broke out at a friend's home where the teen was staying overnight. By the time responders arrived, the structure was fully engulfed in flames. Despite efforts from volunteer firefighters and police, the boy could not be saved.
At this point, speaking with fire investigators, the fire appears to be related to electrical shortage.
But questions remain about the circumstances leading up to the fire. Reports suggest the mother of the other occupants was not at home when the blaze broke out. When asked whether she or any guardian could face criminal charges, Superintendent Roll had this to say.
At this point, I don't want to say yeah or no. That is part of the investigation. And no foul play is not suspected. Once they complete the investigation, if the parent is found to be at fault for any negligent act, then I'm sure she'll be dealt with accordingly.
In the meantime, officials are urging families to equip their homes with basic fire safety tools that could help save lives.
The aspect when it comes to fire at homes, the first thing is life. Let's try to preserve life and ensure that everyone's off the residence. But of course, the home can be replaced. Once your life is gone, that is it. Most persons do not keep fire extinguishers in their residence, like with smoke detectors. To advise to even invest in smoke detectors on fire extinguishers, so in the event that this happens throughout the night, before the fire truck arrives, you can at least start the process and try to eliminate some of the damages that you may incur.
Now, police continue to work with Abaco's volunteer fire units as the investigation moves forward. For now, the community remains in mourning as they await more answers and accountability in the wake of this devastating loss. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Meanwhile, police here on Grand Bahama are actively searching for 35-year-old Reginald Shamar Woods Jr. of No. 1 Paradise Lane, Freeport. Police need to question him in connection with possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition and possession of dangerous drugs. Woods is of dark brown complexion, stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, medium build. Anyone with information, please contact the Anti-Gang and Firearm Unit at 350-3112 or 350-3106 or 911. Once again, if spotted, please approach with caution as Woods is considered dangerous. Well, motorists running the red lights have become a growing issue in the community, with reports of violations happening throughout the day. What was once primarily a late-night problem is now creeping into the morning rush hour, creating a dangerous situation for everyone on the road. As these violations rise, so do the number of serious accidents. Officer in charge of the traffic division in the Northern Bahamas, Christopher Farquharson, says calls the trend of it causes a major concern, adding that police will be ramping up efforts to address it.
I noticed one or two accidents that came into my office as a result of persons running the red light. And then I heard persons in the community speaking about persons running the red light. That's one line of line of inquiries you're going to take and look into that. I'm gonna have my cyclists pay more attention to the red light, and where they find persons offended the law, they will be dealt with.
To tackle this issue, local authorities are looking to increase the use of surveillance cameras at key intersections, particularly where red light violations are most common. However, Farquharson stresses that it's crucial for drivers to follow the rules of the road.
We have 1 or 2 cameras in the vicinity of the lights that we use from time to time, especially when we have those accidents. We are speaking to people to try to increase the amount of cameras, or to put cameras at every red light, which will help us in our investigation, not only in traffic, but throughout the police force.
And still to come.
Grand Bahama Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired installs a new slate of officers. All that plus sports and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
The snack place has the best variety at the best prices, from chips, cookies, and candies to $2 snack bags packed with goodies. Find them in the Sunset Commercial Plaza next to the bicycle shop in Carvel Beach. They're open from Monday through Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
It's back to school and back to savings at Bellevue Business Depot. 20% store-wide sale until September 13th on cash and credit card purchases. Spend $50 or more to enter to win a laptop. Drawing and sale ends September 13th.
Grand Bahama Cows is allowing you to fall into savings, offering remarkable savings with a clearance sale of up to 40% off. Yes, 40% off on selected items. This September special is worth falling for. Visit us to explore our selection of wood look planks, as well as wall and floor tiles. Act quickly. Stuff is moving fast. Call them at 352-7920.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose. Crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
We lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahama Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired installing a new slate of officers recently. Serving as the new president is Wesley Butler, who was accompanied by Merlin Woodside as vice president. Butler says the aim of the association is to bring the needs of the blind to the forefront and to let them know they're not forgotten.
We, as a group here, as the association is beginning, we're going to be the nucleus of what is to come. That is my dream, that we can see that we grow and get all people who are blind on the island, visually impaired, recognized and brought out to the forefront to know that you are not forgotten, you're not supposed to be put back as a lot of blind people are experiencing, that families have them hidden or ashamed to take them out and all of that.
It also features Dr. Carl Kemp Johnson as treasurer, Norma Ellis as secretary, Jane Storr as director of fundraising, and Betty Bartlett as the director of membership. As Ellis puts it, they also desire to equip and empower the visually impaired with the tools necessary to navigate society.
One of our main goals is to train persons who are vision impaired for mobility so that they would be able to take care of themselves, not only at home, but also for the job market. And we want the support of the business places. We need your support, and I'm thanking you in advance for your support as we help those persons who are here in Grand Bahama who need the assistance to be mobile and to be training.
Well, from wedding sparks to simmering pots, Grand Bahamian native Brittany Chef Brie Bullard has traded steel for seafood, building a culinary career that's now making waves around the world. Tonight, we have the latest with the celebrity chef. Reporting is Aaron Burrows.
Brittany Bullard, also known as Chef Brie, a proud Grand Bahamian native, discovered her passion for cooking at just 8 years old. While a career once took her into the welding field, she credits that experience with fueling her drive to return to the kitchen and pursue her true calling in the culinary arts.
Working for somebody took away the drive and the passion I had for cooking, so I decided to scratch that, and I went to school and I became a welder. So I'm a certified welding inspector. I was doing that and I was like, you know what, I love this, but this ain't for me. This isn't mine. And I was like, I'm just gonna cook.
Trained in Italian, West African, and Caribbean cuisines, Chef Brie has made seafood, especially her signature seafood boils, her specialty, boldly claiming they're the best in the world. Her standout dishes have opened doors to cooking for numerous celebrities, and through her many experiences, she has curated a cookbook that reflects her diverse culinary journey.
So it's called Cooking Authentically with Chef Brie. It's a culinary guide to create the best seafood as easy as possible. And you know, I had to pay homage to my Bahamian roots, so there's like grilled fish, because we love a grilled fish over here. You know, there's like shrimp and grits and certain Bahamian dishes in there. But yeah, it's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. I just wanted to see how my audience would take this one, and it's been going really well.
Building on the insights and flavors captured in her cookbook, Chef Brie is now taking her culinary journey to the next level by launching a global supper club, bringing her signature dishes and cultural influences to tables around the world.
It's a savory society supper club for the culture and the craving. Like, I find when you get a little bit mature, I would say, you know, you crave something different. You've already seen a lot of things. So what I've done is I decided to create an ambiance where people can come and they can eat and dine in their finest garbs and have great food.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm intern Aaron Burrows.
That looks good. I love me some seafood. Jay, what's cooking in sports?
Cooking in sports, I like it. Jonquel Jones continues to elevate women's basketball. Last year's finals MVP. She did something special again this year, right before the playoffs, Rico.
All right, that's coming your way next. But first, a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investment, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be a risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better. Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Talking Sports. Fresh and coming off a second-place finish at the Swim Nationals, Alpha Aquatic Swim Club is now focused on the new season ahead. The swim club has ramped up its practices at the Sunland Pool, where the team has grown with even more swimmers this time around.
Competition-wise, I'm very excited to see what the swimmers do. We've grown a lot in the past year with our junior competitive. We added that, and then also our senior competitives. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with our international meets. Of course, Carifta, hopefully my fingers are crossed that they're able to go CCCAN this year to get a little bit more tough competition. Our School of Strokes grew a lot, so we had to create a junior competitive, and with those junior competitives we're training them to get ready for the nationals. And then we also added our adult swimming program and also strength conditioning in the pool for other athletes. So right now we have a few track and field athletes who come in and just to get work those muscles they don't work on the track.
I've been doing skips, IM, and kicks. It helped me very good because I really need to improve on my IM. Backstroke, because I don't have to worry about breathing because I'm still practicing on my breathing.
From the pool to the court, WNBA Finals MVP Jonquel Jones was named All-WNBA First Team and All-Defensive Team for the 2025 season. With just one game remaining on the regular season schedule, Jones is averaging just under 14 points per game on the season, while leading the team with 8.2 rebounds per game. The Liberty currently holds a 25-17 record, which ranks 5th in the Eastern Conference. And last in sports, some notable gains from week 1 of the NFL 2025-2026 season. The Bills came back from a 15-point fourth quarter deficit to beat the Ravens 41-40. Cincinnati edged out the Browns in a 17-16 win on the road. The Las Vegas Raiders pulled off the victory against the Patriots 20-13. Now Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers took down the New York Jets 34-32. San Francisco 49ers won in a close one, 17-13 versus the Seahawks, and the Miami Dolphins.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
Did not show up at all in their season opener, losing to the Colts in a blowout fashion. The final score on that one was 33-8. Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
allowing you to fall into savings, offering remarkable savings with a clearance sale of up to 40% off. Yes, 40% off on selected items. This September special is worth falling for. Visit us to explore our selection of wood look planks, as well as wall and floor tiles. Act quickly. Stock is moving fast. Call them at 352-7920.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks so much for watching. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, an uptick in phishing scams have authorities sounding the alarm. Find out what makes you a soft target and how to avoid it. Also, what the Pharmaceutical Association makes of the reduced VAT on added essentials. And Happy Larry Davis Day. The Rotary Club celebrates its oldest member. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Hold on to your banking information for dear life. Otherwise, you might just lose every penny of your savings, and in some cases, never to be seen again. At least this is the fate of far too many Bahamians, and what's more is that those numbers are climbing. Daniel Dean filed this report on the Royal Bahamas Police Force's concern about phishing scams.
We've been quite successful in placing a number of persons before the court, being charged with receiving funds that were fraudulently sent to other persons' accounts.
This, according to officer in charge of the Financial Crimes Investigation Branch, Superintendent Anthony McCartney, a result of the noticeable and alarming rise in phishing scams here in the country.
We have had a number of customers from various financial institutions affected by the scam.
Superintendent McCartney advises the Bahamian public to remain cautious, despite the fact that only a select few banks have been the targets in past months. He added the scammers target every age group. Superintendent Yvette Roll Davis, deputy at the Financial Crimes Investigations Branch, details the process.
What you have is the SMS text coming to the individual, apprising them that they were locked out of their account or their account has been placed on hold. So the individual they would then send a link asking them if they want to access the account further for them to press that particular link. As they go into pressing the link, they're now forwarded to where they have to enter their username and their password.
It's then that the banking institution sent a verification code that the fraudsters request from their victim. This code is the key to locking users out, making them powerless to the perpetrator's tactics. On the other hand, there's a more sneaky tactic that involves the willing participation of victims' family or friends in cahoots with scammers. But regardless of the method used,
once the persons are arrested, if the funds are still available on the bank account, we'll be able to get those funds back to the individuals whose accounts were compromised.
The fact of the matter, though, and a sad reality, each person is responsible for the information they release into the public. Yet the unit is devoted and determined to bring each perpetrator to justice. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, the evolution of digital currency around the world takes center stage at the Central Bank's Digital Currency Conference at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort this week. This evolving ecosystem promises faster transactions, reduced fees, and increased accessibility, but it also raises questions about security, regulation, and privacy. The Bahamas made history in 2020 by launching the sand dollar, known as the world's first central bank digital currency. And that's why conference director Beat Attinger believes the Bahamas is the right place to host this event.
The CBDC conference covers the latest innovations in the digital currency space. So we're talking about retail CBDCs, wholesale CBDCs, stablecoins, and tokenized deposits. There's a lot to be discussed between what are the cases of application for CBDCs, so central bank digital currencies, and what are the applications for stablecoins and tokenized deposits. And this it's not clear what the role of the suppliers or of all these payments facilities are, so that needs a lot of discussion.
Central Bank of the Bahamas currency manager Jermaine Campbell says with what's still being discovered about the sand dollar and its possible applications, the issue of navigating failed network access remains a concern.
Apple Pay has an offline functionality where once internet connectivity is lost, there are funds already waiting in an offline environment that can be accessed. We're still finalizing that, and so we expect at the end of the day, once we're done, we'll have that same capability.
Well, concerns over the country's electricity supply is sparking renewed assurances from Bahamas Power and Light. With 29 power stations on 17 islands, BPL officials are tasked with powering up these communities in the face of many challenges. But as Altaviz Munnings tells us, the government's new energy reform plan is designed to ensure as many minimal disruptions as possible.
Get this, Bahamas Power and Light experiences its highest load and demand during the month of September, not during the hot summer months as one would think. The good news is, for summer 2025, BPL has not had to conduct load shedding here in the capital.
Load shedding is a shortfall of generation. When the demand increases, if you don't have sufficient generation to power or to meet that demand, then we systematically open feeders for a period of time so that the generators don't just shut themselves down. That has not happened, thankfully, in New Providence this summer.
However, that wasn't the case in some family islands. Although BPL has developed a blueprint to improve power generation and transmission nationwide, here's what's in store for Abaco and Eleuthera.
The major keys having backup generation, Hopetown in particular, where we have two generators that's going to be going there. Manawar Key is finished. Guanakey is the third. And Little Grand Key, we had a takeover there from the last power provider, and they gave us some units that were serviceable, but not top shape. We boosted generation there as recent as last week as well.
Eleuthera's main problem for the past 12 months was basically generation shortfall. So once we increased the generation, and then we would continue to go out there and make sure we do the maintenance on the grid.
Energy Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby-Davis, though, was very excited about national energy reform, not only for enhanced consumer power supply and its economic benefits, but for Bahamians to become more educated on the energy sector.
So we've been having small meetings. We've been having meetings with the large consumers. We've been giving an opportunity for people to come into BPL and sign up to see if you can get an energy audit. And also in the ministry, we've been assisting as persons reach out and message. And it's good for them to do it because they learn, you know, they're able to see and understand, oh, wait a minute, this is what was happening.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings.
Well, demolition of the Montgomery shanty town not going ahead as planned today, but that's expected to happen at any moment. More than 130 structures in the unregulated community have been identified to come down. However, just yesterday, ZNS News reported that some of the shantytown residents claimed they have not found alternate accommodations due to limited resources and high rents. And this despite notices being issued back in August, giving them 28 days to vacate their homes labeled illegal. It's reported that many homes there have no running water or electricity connected to the national grid. The Ministry of Works have so far carried out 7 such exercises, demolishing more than 500 structures here in New Providence, Abaco, and Eleuthera. The latest notice to vacate was issued this past weekend in South Andros. Coming up, hear the reaction to the 5% VAT reduction. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The last eclipse of our galaxy. Scientists are gathered here today to witness this extraordinary event. Simply marvelous, extraordinary, unforgettable, one of a kind. Oh man, that's amazing.
You can't ignore the craving that makes everything crunch. The new crispy barbecue bacon sandwich with barbecue sauce, cheddar, bacon, crispy onions, and an extra large chicken fillet. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Hello, bonjour, hola, hello, ciao.
No matter where your passport takes you, BTC roaming keeps you effortlessly connected. Enjoy seamless calls, lightning-fast data, and affordable roaming across the globe. No SIM swaps, no stress. Just one network, working everywhere. So go ahead, explore the world, and still be just a call away from home.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new. Signature hot, hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Ghost pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive Fiber services when you port your land.
You're looking at a shot of parts of New Providence taken Monday evening. There you see some areas in darkness after a traffic accident near the Tony Williams-Darling Highway led to a power outage that affected Stapleton and Millennium Gardens, John F. Kennedy Drive, Theodore Lane, and Chippingham. Power was restored to most areas last night. However, Theodore Lane and Millennium Gardens were restored just this morning. Now, that drone shot courtesy of drone pilot and Millennium Gardens resident Kyson Miller. Welcome back. The Davis administration's recent VAT reduction on certain goods already turning into a political football, with sides trading barbs over the amount of that reduction, its timing, and yes, even its significance. Corbell Pyfrom is following this for us tonight and joins us live in studio with more. Corbell?
Good evening, Makushal. Well, take your pick of political football or a hot potato. The Opposition Free National Movement says it welcomes the government's attempts to relieve the economic burden off the backs of Bahamians, but it still believes the government's recent move, slashing VAT rates from 10% to 5% on items including medicines, medical supplies, feminine hygiene products, and both baby and adult diapers, simply does not go far enough. The FNM's point man on finance is East Grand Bahama MP Kwesi Thompson.
Most of these items were actually VAT-free or zero-rated under the Free National Movement. So when the Progressive Liberal Party came into office, they increased VAT on these items by 10%, and now they are reducing it to 5%.
However, National Insurance and Immigration Minister, the Honorable Alfred Sears, doesn't understand the opposition's divisiveness on this issue. He welcomes the relief, especially for residents of his Fort Charlotte constituency. Minister Sears cautions that the global community has still not fully weathered this tumultuous economic storm.
When you have global disruption and the global logistics are impacted, of course it will increase the cost of living. And therefore, it's important that there be a greater government intervention to cushion and lessen the impact of the global dislocation that we are seeing throughout the world.
Still, Thompson feels the Davis administration's VAT reduction on these particular items falls short.
Which, again, is simply not enough. Also, it is like you've made the mess, and now you are attempting to clean up the mess, but you are still not going far enough.
Newly elected president of the equally newly established Bahamas Pharmaceutical Union, Dr. Marvin Smith, believes VAT rates on medicines could be reduced even further. He hints at eliminating the tax on pharmaceuticals entirely.
We need to be looking to talk to countries like India and creating memorandums of understanding that allow those products here directly without some of the middlemen in some of the other territories. All right? And that will keep pricing down, but also give us good quality products.
The Bahamas Pharmaceutical Union, Dr. Smith tells us, is eager to work with policymakers to help bring further relief to Bahamians. This is Corbell Pike from For the Bahamas Tonight. Back to you in studio.
Well, thanks, Corvell. Now, based on the people we spoke with earlier today, it's safe to say a number of Bahamians need those items on which VAT has been slashed. Our Daniel Dean takes it from that angle in this next report.
Charles Skippings is a husband and father, and this 5% drop in VAT means much less spent monthly on feminine hygiene products.
I have a large family, 6 kids, 4 of them being girls, and I'm a married man, so, you know, that impact them greatly.
These views come after the government enactment of a 5% decrease on medicine, medical supplies, feminine hygiene products, and baby and adult diapers. This concerned resident has an opinion about taxes on everyday necessities.
There shouldn't be tax. You know, I always say that, but 5%, it's not bad.
As dependents upon hygiene items, these two women who both work in the medical field say this 5% decrease in VAT on medicine is a most welcome relief for clients they face daily.
I am very for the 5% decrease. I work in the medical field, and seeing how this benefits the clientele, the patients that are, you know, having issues affording medication as is.
Because it's one of the biggest cries we hear. People cannot afford medication, so in that aspect, I think the 5% is good, but I think we could go. I think we could go back to zero if that is even nearly possible, because when we had a 0%, patients definitely enjoyed a better quality of life.
As consumers adjust to the change, the consensus is that this decrease was long overdue, but quite welcome. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
On a brighter note, a new injection set to revitalize the city of Nassau, as the acting Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, has revealed that within days, a number of investments are set to surface.
Perhaps early next week, we will see requests for proposals for new development, new hotels, one in Cable Beach on the old gaming board space, one at the Levy building, and maybe a third if we are able to sort out some things between now and then.
Meantime, the national flag carrier is grappling with a fleet shortage. The challenge has been grounding operations and impacting passenger services, with Bahamas Air operating at just half of its intended capacity. Here's Managing Director Tracy Cooper on the issue.
Up until August of, I think the 12th of August, there were 4 ATRs flying out of the 6 that we had. We subsequently removed another one for heavy maintenance that is scheduled. We will get back to a 4 aircraft fleet sometime around the beginning of October.
This portion of the news is brought to you by folk called Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
During Little Caesars Carnival of Specialties, you're gonna want to try everything.
Like wearing a Balloon Man costume?
Or turning into a tuba?
No! Like trying all the varieties from the Carnival of Specialties at a special price for a limited time, only at Little Caesars.
For just $13 VAT inclusive, get it now at Little Caesars, Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, East Street South, Charles Saunders Highway, and Prince Charles in the One East Plaza.
Pizza.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, 2 years of tough training have landed two young Bahamians to achieving their business dreams in perhaps one of the toughest areas. Corvell Pyfrom has the story.
These bragging rights are in order as they are deserved. Nicholas Hudson and Kanisha Johnson have both put in the work, and like the other recent college graduates from across the region, places like Panama and Puerto Rico onboarded in Liberty, Latin America. BTC's parent company's graduate program now about to take on supervisory roles within the organization. For both Nicholas and Kanisha, this has paid off.
I want to say it was like I went in kind of blind, but the people around were very helpful. We had teams from not only in Nassau, but also from Barbados, from Jamaica, and they would also chip in and help me get used to everything around the company.
It's been a great 2 years, and I'm just happy that I can be in a role where I can study the technical aspect.
Nicholas and Kanisha are now both looking forward to building careers with BTC and perhaps even its parent company, precisely the way BTC's business head, Delmaro Duncombe, believes they should be.
The longevity and life of any successful organization is really dependent on new blood. And the new energy, the innovation, just their way of thinking, entering the B2B space has been, I would say, a blessing for us.
And these two graduates feel pretty boosted as well.
It's developed me in a way that I didn't think was possible. You know, I've had a lot of chances to grow in this program, whether it be professionally and also personally. I've learned a lot, and I will take that throughout the rest of my life.
I think it's very important to keep empowering young folks so that they can feel important and they feel like they have something to contribute to society.
At the end of the day, for BTC, it's good business sense.
Because we may have been accustomed to doing things a certain way, so it's always good to get a fresh set of eyes with a new perspective to help us think about doing things a little bit differently. And that helps with efficiency. It helps with us being more innovative. And at the end of the day, our customers benefit.
On the business beat, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Well, I can tell you, Access Now certainly does an amazing job applauding the achievements and good works of Bahamians. Any of that tonight, Marlena?
Oh, yes. We have the Bahamas Bridal Association coming up, so we're going to be learning all about what they do and what you need to know about the world of Bahamian wedding planning.
Told you. Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
Diet-friendly special.
Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
A new era is dawning in Grand Bahama. An opportunity, it's knocking louder than ever. Introducing Tract B, Bahama Reef Yacht and Country Club, Unit 1. A prime corner commercial property, footsteps from the Port Lacaya Marketplace, crystal clear waters and white sandy beaches. This expansive 4.8-acre tract is zoned for commercial and multi-use development. Envision a thriving restaurant, a boutique hotel, or an entertainment hub unique to your vision come to life. You can live, work, play, and learn in paradise when you seize this rare opportunity today. Collaborate with DevCo and let's shape the future of Grand Bahama Island together.
And we return with a toast to Rotary around the world, at least to its oldest and longest serving member here in the Bahamas, Larry Davis, a 90-year-old who this year marks more than a century as a Rotarian. Davis says the Service Club has offered him the opportunity to attend Rotary meetings and special get-togethers in at least 5 countries.
I am so proud of, so glad, so joyful that the Rotary Club of Nassau saw fit to do a special luncheon for me. I appreciate it, and thank you all for doing so. During the times and the things I've been through, it is so lucky for me to still be here. I've been in the worst accidents in the world, and I lived through it. Sadly, many of those who I was with didn't live through it. But that, I look back and I say, thank you, Lord.
Rotary President C. Keno McCartney says he was happy to join in the celebrations.
Because of the love and the care that he gives not only to the country, but also to Rotary and also to the Rotary Club of the Bahamas. And the Rotary Club of the Bahamas is the first club that was established in the Bahamas. And we're so very happy that his father, Ulysses Davis, was one of the first members that started this club, and to see that his son, Dr. Larry Davis, has carried on that tradition for 53 years. So we're so happy to celebrate this day with Larry.
And of course, a round of applause from all of us here at BCB to Mr. Larry Davis. That does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Get to glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
At the corner of Malcolm Road East and Cowpen Road, you'll find Noah's Ark Petting Farm and Zoo, home to animals, families, and the vision of its founder, Herbert Clinton. Clinton recalls what first sparked his interest in farming.
First experience in farming was really when I was 9 years old. When I used to breed pigeons to sell, for extra money, to buy, to buy my little extra things that I wanted for myself, But farming is what I always wanted to do. I never did nothing else than work with animals.
As a boy, he admired the well-established pet stores in his community, and he wanted to create something similar for himself.
Mr. Burroughs and Mr. Roberts, who then did own Modernistic, they was around from the early 60s. You know, you get to see those guys and you find out, and I always figured out, boy, they sure doing good for just selling feed. You know, so I used to ask them, you know, how can I get into this business? But they always tell me, no, this ain't a good business. I said, well, if it's not a good business, then why y'all in it?
Fast forward to today, and that vision has blossomed through his farm and zoo. Clinton has achieved milestones he once only dreamed about.
Well, you know, I was able to put 8 kids through private school. You know, I was able to, you know, get an apartment and, you know, be able to take care of myself. You know, I was able to travel a lot over the United States, you know, and what have you. So it's been good to me. You know, farming has been good to me. I would recommend it to anybody who loves to work. Like I said, it's a 7-day-a-week job. You know, you work, whether storm, sunshine, rain, you have to come to work.
But for Clinton, it's not just about his success. He says farming can be a rewarding path for the next generation, too. And he's encouraging young people to take a closer look at that industry.
You can do this. You can make it in farming, because my life would show that you can make it in farming. You know, I have 8 kids that I brought up, you know, and they're here today. I have grandchildren. I brought them up through farming. You know, I never had a different type job. So, you know, nobody can tell me that farming can't make it. Farming can't do it.
From humble beginnings to a full-fledged zoo, Herbert Clinton proves that when you follow your passion, it can grow into something bigger than you ever imagined. Congratulations to our Agrarian Awards 2025 finalists. Join us on the big night at Atlantis Paradise Island in the Grand Ballroom on October 18th at 7 p.m.
To celebrate the 90th birthday of Bishop Gilbert Thompson with a 1-hour documentary. The details are on tap. And Anthony Lang is in the martini business. Let's see what's bubbling with him. Plus, the Bahamas Humane Society has gone to the dogs. Well, painted dog houses, to be more exact. Stay close for that. And coming up in sports, one of our Golden Girls returns home.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Well, it feels like it hasn't stopped raining since a certain fella here at the Big Z rendered a certain thing into existence. Very little sunshine and a lot more rain, and I'm going to tell you more about that tomorrow. But for now, let's just dive right into the news. Well, plans are already in the pipeline to honor and celebrate the life of Bishop Gilbert Arthur Thompson. Activities to mark the significant milestone were announced during a press conference at the St. Agnes Anglican Church Hall last night. A 1-hour documentary depicting Bishop Thompson's life, his 62nd ordination anniversary, and his laundry list of contributions will be premiered during a gala event at Government House on November 7th. Bishop Thompson's 90th birthday will also be celebrated in grand style on October 17th. Head of the planning committee is Father Roderick Bain.
That day we will have a mass and a back to St. Barnabas Day when all the members of St. Barnabas in particular, this is for the country at large or the Bahamas at large or Anglicans or church persons or anyone at large who want to come and celebrate with him, we invite you to come. But we particularly want all St. Barnabas members, those new, old, those who have strayed, and those who should, of course, be in church. We would like all our members definitely to be there as we celebrate.
But according to Father Bain, the festivities for Bishop Thompson don't end there. In fact, a street will also be renamed in his honor on November 13th.
We've asked and we're seeking to rename a road, Baker's Road, between Blue Hill Road and Market Street, which is south of Father Cullen Road. And so we're seeking to have that be named the Bishop Arthur Thompson Road.
What started off as an idea to make money during the COVID-19 pandemic turned into a tall pink can filled with a drink that's best served chilled. E-Please, which stands for Energy Please, is a beverage created by Bahamian Anthony Lang that puts a new spin on the classic martini cocktail.
It's a martini with apple and cranberry. Then a little touch of vodka inside it, a little Cointreau to give it much flavor and everything like that, all organic. This particular drink It's not hazardous, meaning they don't have much acid inside of it. It goes down smooth, very tasteful. When you drink it, your saliva glands open up. You just get that burst of flavor inside your mouth.
Lang says that turning his dream into a reality wasn't difficult and gave some advice to potential entrepreneurs who may be afraid of starting their own business.
The most tedious thing was purchasing the product to try to formulate the drink, and that was the most. But other than that, once I had the cash, it was very easy. Okay. But it's difficult now getting it on the market. Don't talk about it and just think about it. You have to go there and do it. And you see, once you get started, you'll see everything comes to light. You have your product in your hands, but you have to start working at it.
Last month, thieves broke into the Bahamas Humane Society, stealing thousands of dollars earmarked for the care of animals. The organization, already stretched thin, put out a plea on social media for help, and that plea didn't go unanswered. The Rotary Club, Sunrise, jumped into action, donating and painting dog houses to give shelter dogs new, safe, sturdy, and colorful places to stay.
And we saw the appeal they were making. They didn't have houses for the dogs. And so we stepped forward and wanted to help in any way possibly can. Today we are putting the paint on, the final touches on them and turning them over to the Humane Society.
The Humane Society says while these donations go a long way, the need is ongoing. They're encouraging Bahamians to support however they can, whether through donations, adoptions, or volunteering. Dr. Nigel Elliott, Director of Operations, shared a message to those with pets.
It is so wonderful. We are so happy that they have stepped forward, because we have always heard Rotary helping a lot of human charities, but it's good that they have stepped in to help our animals here. So we are really, really grateful for this. For those who own animals, please, please try and keep them safe. Don't let them get out on the road, because we are seeing too much hit by cars. So that's the first thing, responsible ownership.
For the Bahamas Humane Society, the past few weeks have been a roller coaster, but through compassion and community spirit, their mission to protect and care for animals continues. Well, still to come, the Bahamas Bridal Association is live in studio with us to talk about a new wedding planner certificate. And of course, our Basil Dean is coming up on the other side of the break with weather, so stay close.
Bahamas' biggest night this November 1st. Join Alliance Promotions, YBE Promotions, Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, and Bahamas Air as they present the Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series at the National Stadium Ground, performing for the first time. Tyrese comes to Bahamas to deliver an unforgettable performance. Also performing R&B sensation Uncle Sam. Get ready for Deborah Cox. The Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series, Saturday, November 1st at the National Stadium Ground. Nassau, Tyrese, Uncle Sam, and Deborah Cox. Advance tickets are available now at all Cash and Go locations. Or log on to cashandgobahamas.com. For info, call 242-427-8111 or call 242-357-0116. Be there.
Bang, bing. Bing bang ding, ding ding dong, bang bang bang, ding bang ding, bing bang ding, ding ding dong, bang bang bang, ding bang ding, bing bang ding, ding bang ding, ding ding dong.
Sting Junkanoo Group is celebrating 25 years of music, and you're invited to the greatest show ever. Counting down the years, performing hit song after hit songs. BVS, Colin McDonald, KB, Dyson Knight, and D-Mark. Saturday, November 1st at the Farm Marshall Road, 8 p.m. until. Tickets can be purchased online at www.bahamaseattickets.com for your skybox or to be a food vendor. Call 424-6433, 477-0191. Sponsored by ZNS, Island Luck TV, The Farm, Gatorade Today & Co. Limited, Krista Minute, and Associates.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, because everything is here.
Yes, we have it all
all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Smart. Oh, everything is here.
It is time now for your Access Weather Forecast. The tropics very quiet and for very good reasons. First of all, we have a dry pocket of that Sahara dust out there in the far eastern Atlantic, and that's keeping a lid on any kind of development in that area. But over in the Caribbean Sea, this is where we're going to keep our eyes on over the next several days because conditions are becoming very ripe for development. And over the next 7 days, we could see something happening there in the Caribbean Sea. And as we take you a little further now on our live weather radar, we still have that persistent troughing across the northwestern parts of our country, which has been there now well over a week, and that continues to support pockets of showers and thunderstorms, which will be the order of the day as we head into Thursday. We get a little break this evening, and tomorrow, not too bad tomorrow, but by Thursday or so, you'll see those showers return again to the forecast area. And our boating forecast tonight through Thursday in the northwest and central islands, light to variable winds again with flat seas 1 to 3 feet. High tide takes place at 9:49 tonight. You have another high tide at 10:18 tomorrow morning. And for the southeast Bahamas through Thursday, southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Now that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
When I'm walking down them rocky, narrow dirt roads, with a basket of potatoes on my head, oh, don't you worry, I come from down home. That's where the island folks bake their potato bread. They bake it down home, outside in the Dutch oven down home, wrapped in banana leaf down home.
And that's got to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Marlena.
Thanks, Basil. The Bahamas Bridal Association has been doing big things. Tonight, President Leslie Pinder and Vice President Jasmine Wright join us live in studio. Welcome to Access Now, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Now, before we get into the purpose for tonight's conversation, can we just start off with explaining to people what is the Bahamas Bridal Association?
Well, the Bahamas Bridal Association is made up of wedding planners, officiants, photographers, anything to do with decor, any aspect of the wedding and event industry. We're about 40 plus strong.
Amazing. Now, tonight we're here to talk about the wedding planner certification. So who are you partnering in on this?
So our partners for the wedding planners certification course is the Warwick Hotel, the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, and also the Wedding Institution, Planning Institution of Canada.
And what makes those partnerships so valuable?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, partnering with the Ministry of Tourism allows us to spread our wings on a global market. Okay, anything romance, we're the only association sanctioned by the Ministry of Tourism, so that makes them an excellent partner with us. Wedding Planners Institute of Canada, which is WPIC, they have been longtime friends of both the Ministry of Tourism and the Bahamas Bridal Association, and they're international. Their flexibility in terms of elevating and educating novice planners to become who they are today. So, you know, that was an excellent partnership. Warwick being a lovely resort, all-inclusive, a nice getaway for those who want to stay the weekend and get certified.
Whole family there
right.
for their big day.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure some people are wondering, why is there a need for a wedding planner certification?
Well, there's a need because there are a lot of persons out there who are planning but who are not certified. I don't want to go as far as saying that they don't know what they're doing, but in order for you to strive in this, to thrive actually in this global economy, in this market, our suggestion is for you to be certified.
And it's a big day. It's high stakes.
It is a big day, and you know, couples want to be assured, or clients want to be assured that you know exactly what you're doing. Okay, and being certified will take you around the world. You know, once you get the certification, you'll be able to do weddings wherever. anywhere in the world.
That's huge.
Yes.
Now, what is that certification process like, and when is this going to happen and where?
Okay, so the certification course, it's going to be held October 16th through the 18th. It's going to be hosted at the Warwick Resort. They're our partners. So our first day, which is the 16th, we're going to have site visits to over about six resorts in Nassau. So the planners will be able to visit the resorts, get a feel with their weddings department. And then the final 2 days of the course, which is the 17th and 18th, we're going to be down the foundation of wedding planning, all of that good stuff. And so the course is inclusive. It's going to be all the textbooks. You just have to show up. Yeah, inclusive of textbooks, the transportation, food and beverage, everything. Yeah. Our cost price, have that there. So the cost price is $850. So that's a steal of a deal, right, Leslie?
Yeah, steal of a deal.
Yes, it's a steal of a deal. I think that was why it was so important to partner also. We were able to have this awesome course for a fraction.
Right.
Yes.
And it's that one time that you take it, but it really legitimizes your business and what you're doing.
And it's an in-person certification course.
Right.
So once you complete that, you are equipped with all of the fundamentals. The only thing left to do is to take the exam, pass, and you get an automatic certificate, not only certificate, but alumni for WPIC, as well as you get a free year's membership into the Bahamas Bridal Association.
It sounds like an easy choice to me.
It is amazing, yes.
That you need to be there.
And it's exclusive. It's only, actually, this is the first time we're having one here.
Really?
Yeah, exclusively for the Bahamas Bridal Association. First time.
Be part of the first cohort.
Yes. Yep.
Well, Leslie and Jasmine, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We loved having you, and all the best with the certification exercise.
Yes, thank you so much.
And it's time for us now to check in with Total Sports to see what's on tap.
One of our Golden Girls returns home. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Ace Hardware Nassau wants you to be safe and prepared this hurricane season. Come browse our huge selection of products from flashlights, batteries, first aid kits, tarps, and more. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Come on in to Ace Hardware Nassau, located off West Bay Street on St. Albans Drive. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are eager to serve you. Or you can give us a call at 605-2470-71 or 72. We're open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Ace, the helpful place.
Coming this fall, Royston Jones and Melina Leonard on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Tune in and get your fill of community news. Family Island news, entertainment, and, well, sometimes slithering animals. That's the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better. Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. She's one of the country's most decorated track and field athletes and spent the past decade as one of the more productive coaches at the U.S. collegiate level. Now, our Golden Girl, Debbie Ferguson-McKenzie, has returned home. ZNS Total Sports team catching up with the Olympic gold medalists, who frankly said she had missed her family and friends, and it was simply time.
I've been in the States since 1994, and you know, you work all the time. I come home 2 weeks in June and 2 weeks in December and realize it's that time to choose family. My mom is here, my husband is here, and I've been getting homesick. And so I finally decided it's time to come home. I didn't have any plans. I just needed to make sure when I prayed about it, the good Lord gave me peace. You're doing the right thing. And so as I started making plans to come home, he started making everything like fall into place. So one of the biggest plans for me, though, is to be able to motivate the next generation of Bahamian athletes, Bahamian academia, to think great, to inspire to be great, and do the impossible.
First Lady McKenzie adding that her time in the U.S. was needed, but it's now time for her to make that same impact here at home.
Just happy to be home for my mom and my husband and for the Bahamian people. Be able to use me as an asset. They said much is given, much is also expected, and so it's time. I'm happy to be here, and the Lord brought me back for a reason, and I would like to fulfill that reason and make it happen, and not just for athletes, but for Bahamians and their health, you know, physically and mental fitness and everything else, and just taking care of you as a person, but let's give back to the next generation.
Stay tuned for part 2 of our sit-down with the Golden Girl. Wednesday Sportscast, she discusses the current state of Bahamian track and field. And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing off until tomorrow.
We lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
It's the glitziest night in agriculture, where roots run deep and the spotlight shines bright. The Agrarian Awards 2025 takes center stage on Saturday, October 18th at the Atlantis Paradise Island Grand Ballroom. And you need to be there. Presented by the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources and the Agricultural Development Organization. Get your tickets now at adobahamas.org or call 397-7400 for more information. The Agrarian Awards 2025, planting with heart and soil.
Coming this fall.
She had brown hair. She didn't even have red hair. The contract signed does not indicate anywhere that I am in charge of her hair color.
More courtroom drama.
She rented the 60 chair covers from me.
The event was for my Grammy for her birthday.
Yes.
And my Grammy don't even know 65 people.
On Justice with Judge Carroll, Fridays at 8 p.m. Real cases, real judgment. Judge Carroll always gets it right.
Welcome back. On week 2, we're still having back-to-school fever on Access Now. Here's a shot of D.W. Davis Junior High School brought to you by our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. This school, located on Wilton Street here in New Providence, was established in 1968 as Eastern Secondary School. In 1971, it was renamed D.W. Davis Junior High School after prominent educator Donald Webster Davis, a resident of Carew Street in the Valley. A little history there. Let's take a trip down to Cricket Island. Let's go. While Acklands may be known worldwide for its bone fishing, this week it was joy, laughter, and ice cream that reeled in the biggest smiles as children from Cricket Island and Acklands came together for a sweet back-to-school treat. Our Destiny Reed has the story.
While Acklands is famous for world-class bone fishing, this past week the kids of Cricket Island and Acklands were hooked by something a little sweeter. Ice cream. Traveling all the way from Grand Bahama, Mr. Frank Odin rolled in with his ice cream truck, turning an ordinary back-to-school day into a memorable celebration. Island Administrator Kate Williamson said this.
I said, what? I can't believe it. I called Lindsay. I said, Lindsay, could you imagine that? He's bringing us truck from Freeport to be with us, and we don't have to pay a dime? We ain't got no money. We don't have to pay a penny. I said, Lindsay, this is God because...
With cones, smiles, and laughter all around, Mr. Auden reminded the children of the power of generosity and faith.
Guess what? Because Jesus said it, you can do it. He said, greater works you can do, you can do. So walking on water is a piece of cake. Okay? I walk on water all the time. Once you get a hold of the knowledge, study what's in the Bible, then listen, everything will be added unto you. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and everything is like.
For the children, it was more than just a treat. It was a reminder that sometimes the sweetest catches aren't fish, but moments of joy, community, and kindness. As the kids enjoyed their ice cream, their laughter echoed across the islands, a reminder that Auckland isn't just a paradise for anglers. It is the place where hearts are just as full as the ocean is deep. For the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, I'm Destiny Reed.
Thanks, Destiny. I'm sure those kids enjoyed that treat. And in other news, apparently a little bullying can land you in Paris Fashion Week. Oh yes, our Matea Cunningham is here with Let's Talk Socials, and she has the details.
Welcome back to another scroll through what's making waves online. Today's story comes from Zambia, where lawyer Naomi Palula became the center of attention after a selfie she posted went viral. Unfortunately, it wasn't the positive kind of viral. Instead, Naomi was met with harsh cyberbullying as people criticized her for not fitting into what they call conventional beauty standards. But Naomi didn't fold under the pressure. She responded with honesty and strength, saying, "I'm not an aesthetically beautiful person. I'm not, and that's okay. But I love myself and I can be myself. And with that is a certain level of beauty, because there is a light inside of everyone that deserves to shine."
I have people commenting on my videos that are just plain mean. No other word to describe it but plain mean. And so the first time I got comments that I felt were mean, I was taken aback. Really, really taken aback, because it's never happened to me, and it was so new. And so I was kind of like, wait, what? And then I moved from that to anger. Somewhere along the lines, I decided, hey, it's my page, it's my post, so in as much as you can't control what people say on a normal basis, at the very least I can control where they say it. So if you're going to say it on my page or on my post, I'm going to delete it. So I started deleting whichever comments that I felt was mean. And then I quickly became tired of that, because fam, I do work and I do have a life outside of Instagram, so I really did not have the time or the energy to start responding to all those posts or deleting them or things like that. So that didn't live long.
That bold response not only silenced many critics, but it also opened unexpected doors. In fact, Naomi, who's already a practicing lawyer, received an invitation to model at Paris Fashion Week. It just goes to show the power of social media. One moment, it can break you down, and the next, it can launch you into opportunities you'd never dreamed of. That's the story online today. Keep watching how fast the internet can turn, because you never know who will be next in the spotlight. See you all tomorrow.
That does it for Access Now for tonight. Make sure to join us tomorrow night when we welcome the Valley Boys Junkanoo Group as we talk about getting ready for Bay. And of course, stay tuned for the Rundown with Clint Watson up next. Good night, everybody.
The DRM Authority 2025 Official Hurricane Shelter List. Acklands Community Center, Spring Point. Crooked Island, Church of God of Prophecy, Landrail Point, Richmond, Mosstown, and Cripple Hill residents, Cripple Hill. Landrail Point Community Center, Landrail Point. Inagua, St. Philip's Anglican Community Center, Matthew Town. Meaguana, St. James Native Baptist Church, Abrams Bay. Meaguana Comprehensive K School, Pirates Well. Betsy Bay Community Center, Betsy Bay.
We lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought it was a wonderful way of showing this love, and I believe that it is love that truly draws people, and so I thought we could cover a lot more people by feeding. Volunteers, you know, they have truly been sold.
My passion is to help, and I thank God for what I can do through the help of Bahamas Feeding Network.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves? And how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in the Bahamas and in Bahamian women. At present, we are unable to prevent breast cancer, but performing screening mammograms can detect breast cancer at its earliest when there are no symptoms and when it is more likely to be treated successfully. All women should have a primary health care provider who is aware of their medical history, family history, and risk factors. Women 40 to 45 years can choose whether to start screening in consultation with their physician. All women 45 to 54 years should have an annual mammogram. Women older than 55 years can have a yearly mammogram or choose to have one every 2 years. Monthly breast self-exams in conjunction with the mammogram can increase the odds of early detection. Be proactive about your health.
The internet is an essential tool for children and adults. It can be used to research school reports, communicate with teachers, and play interactive games. But online access also comes with risks, such as inappropriate content, cyberbullying, and online predators. Here are a few safety tips to help keep you and your children safe. Do not post too much personal information such as home addresses and phone numbers. Keep your privacy settings on and practice safe browsing to ensure children don't go on any inappropriate sites. Be careful about posting pictures or your whereabouts when going on vacation. Always know your child's passwords for email addresses and social media sites. Be sure to have your house computer in a common area where it can be easily monitored. Have conversations with them to make sure they aren't scheduled and meet up with new people. Online safety is just as important for children as it is for adults. Not only are children more vulnerable to financial and identity scams, but they are also at risk of encountering inappropriate and potentially disturbing content. I am Police Cadet 80 Jamara Road, reminding you that safety is everybody's business. So let us do our part and continue to create safer communities.
We'll lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited. Good evening and welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you join us again tonight. Well, hold on to your banking information for dear life, or you might just lose every single penny of your savings. Seriously. Now, in some cases, you probably won't even see it again. At least this is a fate of far too many Bahamians. And what's more is that those numbers are actually climbing. Take a look at this story by Danielle Dean, who has more on the Royal Bahamas Police Force's concern about phishing scams.
Successful in placing a number of persons before the court, being charged with receiving funds that were fraudulently sent to other persons' accounts.
This, according to officer in charge of the Financial Crimes Investigation Branch, Superintendent Anthony McCartney, a result of the noticeable and alarming rise in phishing scams here in the country.
We have had a number of customers from various financial institutions affected by the scam.
Superintendent McCartney advises the Bahamian public to remain cautious, despite the fact that only a select few banks have been the targets in past months. He added the scammers target every age group. Superintendent Yvette Roll-Davis, deputy at the Financial Crimes Investigations Branch, details the process.
What you have is the SMS text coming to the individual, apprising them that they were locked out of their account or their account has been placed on hold. So the individual they would then send a link asking them if they want to access the account further for them to press that particular link. As they go into pressing the link, they're now forwarded to where they have to enter their username and their password.
It's then that the banking institution sent a verification code that the fraudsters request from their victim. This code is the key to locking users out, making them powerless to the perpetrator's tactics. On the other hand, there's a more sneaky tactic that involves the willing participation of victims' family or friends in cahoots with scammers. But regardless of the method used,
once the persons are arrested, if the funds are still available on the bank account, we'll be able to get those funds back to the individuals whose accounts were compromised.
The fact of the matter, though, and a sad reality, each person is responsible for the information they release into the public. Yet the unit is devoted and determined to bring each perpetrator to justice. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
All right, thanks a lot, Daniel. Let's talk about it for a second now, right? Because we're talking about phishing. This is nothing new. This has been around for some time. And obviously more and more Bahamians are now being impacted by the phishing scam. And you may see it. And see, the thing about it is with particularly cell phones, you don't know it's a new scam until you see these messages coming. You're wondering, well, should I respond? This is saying that you have a bill outstanding, click to pay it. You're outstanding traffic ticket, click to pay it. And you're wondering, okay, maybe this could be real. And that's why I always tell people, if you don't authentically know of something that should be coming to your phone, don't open it. Always call the institution and find out, are you sending me this? Is this something I need to be doing? Anything that tells you online by WhatsApp or text message to open and put your information in, most likely it's a scam, because that's not how professional institutions operate. They just don't do that. They always have a safe operating environment and system for you to put your sensitive information in. And most of the times they're not going to ask for passwords or special information that's identical to or that's intimate to your tied to your personal finances. Far too many Bahamians are being caught in this scam. And sadly, I know many people are sitting there thinking, why would you go ahead and do it? Well, the reality is sometimes people are not paying attention, or sometimes people are generally thinking, I'm expecting for somebody to reach out to me on a matter. And so when they do get the information, they do go in to see what it is. They end up clicking, and by the time they recognize it's a scam, they've clicked too far and the information is stolen, and they lose their money. And people, I'm telling you, in this country, are losing thousands of dollars, not just hundreds or tens, thousands of dollars because of these phishing scams. And I believe there ought to be a greater campaign by the Royal Bahamas Police Force Cyber Unit to be able to help people understand what to stay away from. I also believe it's not just the police's job to help people. I think our financial institutions could do a lot more. I don't think they're going far enough. How much times do you hear financial institutions talking about it, or educating people on it, or doing special shows on it, or having special information to give to people on it? Not as much as I believe they can do. You may find that in some banking apps, there's a first screen that tells you beware of fraudulent activity, but that's about as far as they go, right? And you would think that if banks are seriously concerned about their clients, they will go a little further in protecting the assets of their clients. And that's more than just putting a memo up on a screen and hoping that your clients see it. I believe there to be consistent and regular intervention to update consumers on these scams. Not let it go off in a distance, but to constantly remind people, so it's constantly at your mindset to be aware of this. Then here's the second point that I believe many Bahamians are frustrated about, and I've voiced it: recovering those funds. You go to the bank, right? Because this is what happens. The bank tells you if you've been defrauded, come to the bank, make a report of it, fill out the form or the information online or in the bank institution on transactions that are not yours and all these other things, or what took place or what money was taken from you. They will investigate it. Why does it take 8 months or 9 months for an investigation to be concluded? And then yet, so many people still don't hear from the bank. And you're calling, following up, and nothing. They're quick to get the money, but if money is removed from you that you didn't do, it takes forever to get it back. Sometimes you don't get the full amount back. I think in a time where phishing and other scams are so prevalent, banks ought to up their game in investigations to ensure people get their funds in a timely fashion. Somehow it just seems as though they don't take as much effort. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, I'm just saying that's how it seems, that they don't take as much effort in investigating your matters than they do in trying to do matters pertaining to them. Funds are accidentally taken off your account by accident, or funds were misplaced in your account. They move proactively, quickly, to recover, or they debit your account and leave you in a minus. But they don't credit you back while they're investigating. Interesting there, though. But I think we have to have a more proactive way in our country of dealing with this, since we are in the digital era, the cyber arena, where these kinds of illegal activities are on the rise, and they're prevalent worldwide. Bahamians are traveling all over the world using their cards, and it's prevalent. I think the response ought to be a little more efficient by financial institutions, so that Bahamians can have a better opportunity of recovering their money. Okay, enough said on that. Let's go to another story tonight. Some good news on the tourism front. You may have heard that a fire impacted Comfort Suites Hotel on Paradise Island. Well, the hotel confirmed in a release today that the area endured severe afternoon thunderstorms yesterday, which resulted in lightning striking one of the property's transformers. Now, that led to a fire erupting in the basement. Now, the resort credits the quick action of employee Ken Roll. Way to go, Ken Roll, who just happened to be in the area, and he immediately sprung into action by extinguishing the blaze. Officials say the true champion of Comfort's quick thinking, mitigating an even larger catastrophe. The resort has confirmed that the damage was only confined to its electrical room, and thankfully, no one was injured. Comfort Suites officials are grateful to the Royal Bahamas Police Force and its Fire Services Department for acting quickly. So we have a hero, don't we? We have a local hero, Ken. Now, Comfort Suites, I hope you take care of Ken, right? Because he helped to mitigate what could have been a big loss, and nobody had a job today. But Ken Roll, employee there, they had to treat you good, right? Not just saying thank you. I'm glad they're acknowledging you, because some people don't do that. But I think at the end of the day, they should go a little further, right? Well, on his way out the political door, distinguished law scholar, educator, and current Minister of National Insurance and Immigration, the Honorable Alfred Sears, reminded his regional parliamentary colleagues of the uphill battle still faced in reaching true gender equity. Minister Sayers participated in a panel discussion during day 4 of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association's annual meeting, which addressed the separations of power and independent parliament. Notice of Assembly, the Caribbean region has a disproportionate parliamentary representation to its overall makeup. In most of these regional states, women account for more than half the population. Minister Sayers on why this matters.
Among the women of our country, they're committed to education, committed to professional development, and also engage in very innovative activities, creating businesses, and also, of course, engage in the development of our institutions, all of our institutions. We must engage women and make the political process hospitable, because they are amongst the best prepared within our society and have a tremendous contribution to make at every level of the political process.
Some strong points there. The reality is, you know, people say it, politics is dirty. And whether you believe that or not, and whether that's true or not, and whether that can be transformed is another topic. But the reality is we have some of the brightest minds in women who, and I hate when we distinguish a difference, right? Because we make it seem as though women, it's an anomaly if you have a smart woman who should be in the front line of leadership. That shouldn't be an anomaly. That should be a regular thing, because you're a woman doesn't mean you're not capable. It shouldn't mean that, oh, you're a woman who's leading, you're outstanding. No, that's a normal trait. It shouldn't matter whether you're male or female. It's a good quality to have. But the reality is there's so many people that don't step in the political arena because they don't want to go through what politics produces or what it takes to go in the front of people and discuss and what it takes to go through it. And so a lot of people just refrain from it and go into the business world when they can create and offer so much more contribution to our national development in the political arena. And the question we have to be asking ourselves is, are we getting the best in our political arena, or are we not getting the best in our country because people are just saying it's not worth the headache and the hassle? And then our national development is not as successful as it can be because people simply don't want the stress of what it comes along with. So I think the Honorable Minister Sayers is making a very valid point, but I believe there to be more dialogue and engagement on why women, why smart people, why intelligent leaders are not offering themselves in that sphere, and what is leading to them walking away from it and not facing it. It's an interesting discussion, particularly as our country goes into political season and people are presenting themselves for candidacy. What does it mean? What does it mean, and who's presenting and why they're presenting and who's not presenting, that could be presenting, what are their reasons for not doing it, and create dialogue so that we can see how we can advance our country. Our country has the potential, we're already a great nation, right? But we have the potential of being an even greater nation. But that means there has to be key people in key positions. That means that those who are capable of leading ought to be leading. Those who are qualifying themselves internationally and contributing to other countries ought to feel comfortable in coming home and doing the same thing. But what's prohibiting that development? What's prohibiting that from happening? That's where a greater discussion ought to happen. And maybe institutions like the University of the Bahamas may engage themselves in debates and public forum and discussion on matters like this, and hopefully shed some light so that Bahamians and those in government and those in politics can look at the factors that are impacting something so crucial like this in national development. Well, it seems like the debate is on again over VAT savings, right? This after government reduced certain items by 5% beginning September 1. You heard about it, it's in the news. But the opposition isn't buying it, saying these now reduced rate items were actually VAT-free under their administration. Well, tonight we're going to take a closer look at this story and also talk about another angle to it and how people are viewing it. We're going to talk to one of our journalists who's been covering this story, get his take and analysis on what is happening with this. And of course, do you recognize it's back to school? But for thousands of people, this month is also about getting a jump start on applying for college. That's right. You may say, well, college is at the end of this school year. No, but in order to get there, you got to start the journey now, right? So we're going to talk to someone who's crucial in helping Bahamians secure scholarships and what they ought to be doing now in this month to prepare for those scholarships. We're going to talk about that and about the 10-year journey to helping people be able to finance their tertiary level education. And are you ready to fall in love? Altavis Manning says yes. Well, that's a question we're going to answer in our final segment tonight. I'm going to leave that as a teaser for you. All this and more when the Rundown returns right here on the ZNS Network after the break. Stay close.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
After I was in a plane crash in June 1983, I lost my left arm. I had some good friends, came along, fishing guides. They said, man, we can teach you to fly fish. Exuma. Can you see? Look at it, man. One of the nicest places you want to be in the world. There were challenges learning to cast, learning to put a fly on a leader, learning to tie the different knots for me as a handicapped individual. As a matter of fact, I don't really feel handicapped because I could do everything, man. Anything anybody could do, I think I could do it too. Because with your mindset to do anything, no matter what you are, what you look like, what's happening to you, you can do it. Persons in our positions, it's hard to get fundings and very, very expensive. SBDC would be helpful in regards to help funding people with disabilities. So nothing is impossible if you're disabled, any kind of disability. Put faith in God and trust God. Believe you will overcome.
There are over 3 million shipwrecks on the ocean floor, just waiting to be found. Nothing is truly ever lost at sea, only hidden by time and sand. When I put this fleet together, it wasn't just for fun. And although we do have fun, we never lose sight of our goal. Right here, right now, we are on a mission.
The DRM Authority 2025 official hurricane shelter list. Cat Island, Port Howe. Zion Baptist Church, McQueens. Seaview Seventh-day Adventist Church, Wilson Bay. Holy Redeemer Catholic Church, New Bight. Mount Sinai Native Baptist Church, New Bight. Lovely Zion Baptist Church, The Bluff. St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Arthurstown. San Salvador and Rum Key. Fellowship in Christ Church, Coburn Town. Curace Research Center, United Estates Settlement. Idell Jones Community Hall, Coburn Town. St. James Native Baptist Church, North Victoria Hill. St. John's Native Baptist Church, United Estates Settlement. St. Peter's Native Baptist Church, Long Bay. And Rum Key All-Age School, Rum Key.
Welcome back to the Rundown. A special good evening to all of you who are joining us on your social media platforms. I see you. For those of you in the Lion's Den, it's always good to have you. And then those of you watching on your on YouTube, if you're around the country, watching on Flow TV or cable television, or in the region, those of you in Turks and Caicos Islands, the region or around the world on your various platforms, it is always good to have you join us here on the Rundown. Well, the Davis administration's recent value-added tax reduction on certain goods is already turning into a political football, with sides trading barbs of the amount of that reduction, its timing, and yes, even its significance. Take a look at this story by Colville Pfeiffer.
Most of these items were actually VAT-free or zero-rated under the Free National Movement. So when the Progressive Liberal Party came into office, they increased VAT on these items by 10%, and now they are reducing it to 5%.
However, National Insurance and Immigration Minister, the Honorable Alfred Sears, doesn't understand the opposition's divisiveness on this issue. He welcomes the relief, especially for residents of his Fort Charlotte constituency. Minister Sears cautions that the global community has still not fully weathered this tumultuous economic storm.
When you have global disruption and the global logistics are impacted, of course it will increase the cost of living, and therefore it's important that there be a greater government intervention to cushion and lessen the impact of the global dislocation that we are seeing throughout the world.
Still, Thompson feels the Davis administration's VAT reduction on these particular items falls short.
Which again is simply not enough. Also, it is like you've made the mess and now you are attempting to clean up the mess, but you are still not going far enough.
Newly elected president of the equally newly established Bahamas Pharmaceutical Union, Dr. Marvin Smith, believes VAT rates on medicines could be reduced even further. He hints at eliminating the tax on pharmaceuticals entirely.
We need to be looking to talk to countries like India and creating memorandums of understanding that allow those products here directly without some of the middlemen in some of the other territories. All right? And that will keep pricing down, but also give us good quality products.
Well, based on the people we spoke with earlier today, it's safe to say a number of Bahamian needs those items on which VAT has been slashed. Here's Danielle Dean with that angle.
Charles Skippings is a husband and father, and this 5% drop in VAT means much less spent monthly on feminine hygiene products.
I have a large family, 6 kids. 4 of them being girls, and I'm a married man, so you know that impacted them greatly.
These views come after the government's enactment of a 5% decrease on medicine, medical supplies, feminine hygiene products, and baby and adult diapers. This concerned resident has an opinion about taxes on everyday necessities.
There shouldn't be tax. You know, I always say that, but 5%, it's not bad.
As dependents upon hygiene items, these two women who both work in the medical field say this 5% decrease in VAT on medicine is a most welcome relief for clients they face daily.
I am very for the 5% decrease. I work in the medical field, and seeing how this benefits the clientele, the patients that are, having issues affording medication as is.
Because it's one of the biggest cries we hear. People cannot afford medication, so in that aspect, I think the 5% is good, but I think we could go. I think we could go back to zero if that is even nearly possible, because when we had a 0%, patients definitely enjoyed a better quality of life.
As consumers adjust to the change, the consensus is that this decrease was long overdue, but quite welcome. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks, Danielle. Well, Bahamas Tonight reporter Corville Pyfrom joins us here at the desk to share details about the reaction of government's 5%, what does this mean, and of course some of the big issues that both sides are debating as we go into political season. Good to have you here, Corville, tonight.
It is good to be with you. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to start there because, what you're hearing so many of the residents saying, I believe, is what people are saying, and that is, listen, can we just remove the tax for medicine particularly, because of the necessity of the items that people will need? Any kind of relief on the cost of it goes a long way. And so I believe people are saying, yes, we celebrate the 5%, but we do remember when it was zero. Can we get back to that? I want to start off, obviously, in your story with a debate between government and opposition as to whether this is a big gesture by the government or whether it's really just trying to get back to where it was before. The opposition saying to think so, and saying to think that it wasn't going far enough, while the government kind of danced around it and didn't address it directly. Your take?
Well, I think we ought to start off talking first about the Free National Movement's Shadow Minister for Finance and East Grand Bahama Member of Parliament, Kwesi Thompson, who made the point that the opposition welcomes any measure that brings some economic relief to Bahamians. He does question, though, the timing of this, and really, like we said in the lead up to it, the significance about it, noting that, this information given out by the government is a bit misleading. this administration first raised the rates on these particular items. Under the Free National Movement administration, Thompson points out that there was the rate for these items was 0. So they've raised the rates and now brought them down. This is the second time this year that we've seen a VAT reduction. We saw it back in April on unprepared foods sold in grocery stores. So again, opposition says we welcome it. And we just have questions about the government's explanation. The government overall, insists that this is a part of its caring, compassionate nature. And it's also proof that our economy is performing a lot stronger, so the government is able to relieve some of the economic burden off the backs of behemoths.
Do you anticipate that there may be a further reduction? It's just happening in stages to kind of test the waters, make sure we're not shocking the system, and there could be further reduction.
The Prime Minister, I think, has hinted all along that better economic performance means that, there will be, nothing's off the table.
Right.
Nothing is off the table as it relates to that. But I think overwhelmingly, a reduction is a reduction, and a reduction right now is welcomed, I think, overwhelmingly by behemoths. And, we think of medicines and stuff, and we got to remember, yes, oftentimes we're talking a lot about older people, but more and more of our population, needs prescription drugs.
We recognize you have an issue here with health care, right?
Yes,
non-communicable diseases in this country. People need access to medicine. And coupling with that is going to be obviously the National Health Insurance Plan, which we saw go through some concerns and issues. Vendors saying they weren't being paid.
Yes.
Minister Darville said they're working on it to try and get the lump sum payment to these vendors. But that's the concern. If you're going to move more of the country to this NHI plan, how are you going to fund it? How are you going to ensure that people can have access to quality, affordable health care and be able to get their medicine? And I think from the public's response, we heard there, people are concerned about being able to afford the necessary medicine to keep them alive.
Because two things are true at the same time, right? Yes, we are seeing indicators that our economy is performing stronger, but the cost of living remains too high. And so tackling those two issues is still, there's still a long road ahead.
One of the things that Shadow Minister Kwesi Thompson said, and I wanted to get your take on that, what he means by that is the timing. What is he alluding to by saying they're concerned about the timing? What do you gather he's meaning about that?
The season?
Elections.
Yes.
Elections.
Yes.
That it could be just a tool for elections.
But we should be, in fairness to the government, though, the Prime Minister did make this announcement, that this would take effect. This was made before summer, so like late May.
It wasn't just a decision last week that we're going to reduce it. It was something that
a lot of people may have forgotten about it. I don't think, there was not much, I guess, hype leading up to September 1st, because, of course, back to school, I think, took precedence, but this was a promise made, and that's a promise kept as far as this government sees it.
I want to shift over to the issues that are obviously going to be prominent and be center stage during this upcoming election cycle and campaign, because you see the government and the opposition, you say one thing, the other side responds. The other side says one thing, the other government responds. What are those areas and those issues that we're seeing dominate the discussion?
Issue number one, a lot of people want to know who's running. You know anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. What's issue number two?
Crime. They're talking crime. They are talking immigration. They are talking the cost of living. Immigration remains a big thing. We saw what happened last week's announcement from the United States State Department that the Bahamas, the U.S. Embassy here in Nassau is now a hub and for visa processing, and so that's caused some controversy. But of course, we heard the Prime Minister say, under no circumstances will people just be allowed to come and be granted visas of entry.
Of course.
Just for that reason. We've also continued to have people coming into the country legally. We are seeing more and more apprehensions and that sort of thing. And so, and the opposition still heading out at the government over a stronger immigration policy, which it says the current one just does not go far enough, nor does it do enough.
What can I hear immigration being that? People saying the policy. And I'm wondering, what are people looking for, right? Because if we look at the Bahamas, and I think we need to look at it rationally, particularly in light of other countries around the world, and the immigration crisis is not new to the Bahamas or the world. The world is grappling with immigration. And migration, I should say. They're grappling with migration, and in some countries, it's far more challenging than it is here in the Bahamas.
Right.
We have for the most part, done a pretty good job of protecting our borders. We have a large span of water. Defense Force is doing a magnificent job with it, thanks to OPAD and their partnership. So we're not seeing the amount of illegal landings that we've seen in the past. There's a crackdown. We've seen changes at the Department of Immigration. There's a crackdown. It's been pretty quiet. What is it that people are looking for to say that the policy is not working? We want a stronger policy. What are they actually wanting to see?
Well, Glenn, I think we've got to start off firstly noting that immigration, no matter where it is, it's always an emotive issue, isn't it, right? But I think, and I think Bahamians, you know, we tend to think quickly about, like, you know, the shantytown things, but it goes beyond that, though. I think Bahamians really do want to know who's entering this country, the purposes they're entering it for, and also when you look at the granting of permits and that sort of thing. So immigration, we got to remember, covers a wide range of things. You know, right off the top of mind, I'm thinking of the Norman's Key situation a few weeks ago and what we saw come out of that. You know, we've got to ensure that when we allow folks into this country, even as business owners, that the rights of Bahamians do not go unprotected.
That's a part of the discussion as well.
A big part of it.
I think you touched on something I think that we have to do, and that is the access to information, right? People want to just know, what are the numbers? What is happening? When you cannot give people those numbers and give people those information, they will speculate, right? Because in the face of not having information, people will make up information. And I believe that's where governments, consecutive governments, have to be more proactive in making information readily available. And that brings, when you talk about that, you think automatically of freedom of information, having access to the data so that people can be able to make clear analysis as to what actually is happening in the country. So I think immigration will definitely be something to talk about. What else?
Just a final note here about immigration too, because I spoke to the Minister of Immigration, the Honorable Alfred Sears, yesterday, and he's happy with the morale at the Department of Immigration as well as the enthusiasm he says that he's seeing from officers. You know, in late July, there was a huge promotion exercise, and they also installed a new leadership team over at the Department of Immigration. And the final point is that long-awaited immigration review report from the Immigration Commission, that's due out before year's end.
That's going to be interesting to see what's in that.
Yes, I think it will be.
All right. Cost of living.
Cost of living. Go into the food stores, go and try and do anything. You know, it's rent. We're constantly talking about rent and that sort of thing. And again, I think we still need to see more job creation, although, again, the government touts that it's doing well in terms of placing Bahamians on jobs. We're seeing a number of projects kick up. I was just in Exuma last week where ground was broken for again, a controversial project, but the Prime Minister gives it his full blessings. It's the Integra Rosewood property, development that will mean a ultra luxury resort as well as a marina. There's work happening in Eleuthera. There are things happening in Maguana, just everywhere. So Celebration Key there in Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama still needs its bounce back. The Deputy Prime Minister recently giving assurances too that, you know, things are looking on the up and up for Grand Bahama, so the opposition says, well, we don't see it.
You guys have your hands full in covering all of these issues.
A lot to cover.
We're going to be listening and tuning in. Thank you, Thomas and I, reporter and anchor Corvo Partram. Thank you.
It was great to be here with you.
Always a pleasure. Stay with us when we come back tonight. We're going to talk about scholarships, what you should be doing. If you're a parent, if you're a student watching, guess what? Now is the time. You're almost too late, you heard me, to begin applying. We're going to tell you now why. Now is the time to apply and where you can go to get some opportunities and scholarships. And then, of course, a little later, love is in the air. We'll explain with me about that. We're back after this. Stick close.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves? And how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Let's swim Bahamas. Water safety rule number 3. Do not duck or hold other swimmers underwater. Use rough horseplay or show off in or around the water.
Let's swim Bahamas. Bring water hazards to an end. Water hazards to an end.
We lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Welcome back. Annual college fairs, university partnerships, government support, and scholarship assistance are just some of the primary components of the Charlotte Knowles Thompson Agency. The organization plays a pivotal role in advancing educational opportunities for Bahamian students. Founded in 2014, the agency has successfully placed over 2,000 students from across the Bahamas into universities around the world, securing partial and full scholarships for many of them. 2025 marks the agency's 10th anniversary, and they hope to spend the next 10 years shaping the academic futures of Bahamian students. Joining us tonight is Charlotte Thompson Knowles. Tell us all about scholarship assistance and the need to start now. Welcome to the show, Charlotte. It's good to have you.
Thank you so much. It's awesome to be here.
Listen, I've never seen somebody who brings so much excitement to scholarship application in my entire life than you.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I've had the opportunity to see what you do and to be a part of some of the work that you've done, and it's just remarkable. I'm impressed, and I'm honored to see to the work and the passion you put into helping so many of our Bahamian young people.
Thank you. It's truly a pleasure. I love helping because I want to see the change.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We want to bring out the best in our students. We want them to go and see the world and experience new culture, you know, and expand their horizons, and then come home and help build this nation.
That's what it's all about.
Take us to the next level.
That's what it's all about.
We got to change the mindset.
Yeah. I'm so excited about that, and the fact that you've been doing this for 10 years.
Yes.
We're going to talk about in a couple of minutes the big 10-year salute and anniversary. Before we do that, this back to school. Kids are now 1 week into school, so now the work begins, university, college, high schools. What should be happening now? Is it too early to begin applying for college if you're coming out of school this year?
No. This is the time you start. And that is the reason why my college fair is strategically placed for now. Because before students get inundated with the requirements in order to graduate, the community service, the SATs, the BGCSEs, the coursework, it becomes overwhelming, too much. They put college on the back burner. Wow. And so now school has just begun. Now is the time for you to decide and not be out there searching and fishing and looking for anything that's free. I tell students focus on 6 colleges only.
6?
1 being local.
Really?
1 being local.
And why have a local one in there?
You must have, that's a backup. because something always goes wrong, right?
Yeah.
You can get to the embassy for your appointment and then it's declined for whatever reason.
Correct.
Right? And so because that's declined, now you can't go. But I don't want to see a student sitting at home.
Because they have no options.
They have no options. And so you want to go to an accredited university, local school that's NACOB approved so that those credits that you take here can be transferable.
And it's important to say that because, people, listen, if you've been in high school, you know what happens last year at college. Everybody goes around the room and say, what college they're going to. And everybody's calling off all these big universities in states they've never been to in their entire life because it sounds great. Exactly. And then when the rubber meets the road and you don't meet the financial requirements or you don't meet the admittance requirements, the immigration requirements, or the embassy doesn't work in your favor, then you have nothing. You're sitting home because you did not apply locally because you're saying, I don't want to stay here.
Exactly.
And then you're hoping the last thing that happen is I can end up being here.
Yes.
And you have no options. So you're sitting out because the local institutions have their deadlines. If you didn't apply, you missed their deadlines.
And the good thing about the local institutions is if you're a Bahamian under the age of 25 and you graduate with a 2.0 cumulative GPA, you can get a full ride to university. So there's absolutely no reason for you to be sitting at home. One is always local, and it has to be accredited, NACOB approved, so that you can take those credits and transfer them when you go to save your parents some money. The first order of business is parents must have a conversation with their child.
Right.
How much can you afford?
And let's talk about that.
Yes.
Stop letting your child have this wonderful dream and you know that you can't support that dream.
Exactly. Let's be realistic. Say to your child, I can only afford $20,000 per year. And $20,000, if you work with me, you can go to almost an Ivy League school.
Wow.
But you got to say what you can afford. Do not set your kids up. They have notions of grandeur. They want to go to the school that sounds fluffy because that's where their friends are going, right?
Correct.
But my parents and your parents don't have the same bank account, right?
Correct.
So be honest with your child. What can you afford? And so they can focus on schools in that price range. Students will apply to the most expensive schools. And then when it's time to submit the bank statement, parents don't have it.
And that causes them not to get accepted.
Exactly. And you have to submit, right now, you have to submit your bank statement for you to be accepted.
Wow.
Before, they would wait for you to be accepted and go through the immigration process and then submit your bank statement, but now you have to submit it up front. And so I beg parents, have that conversation with your child. I can only afford $20,000 and be considerate. Right? You don't want to go there living a life of luxury, your friends at these Ivy Leagues, and you there, your parents struggling and the light is off at home, but you at university. Come on, let's be realistic, man.
It didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense.
It didn't make no sense.
It made no sense.
No.
So it's September. What should they be doing as students?
School just opened last week, like you said. Now, the universities have already accepted the students who are there now for fall.
Correct.
They got them in. They're in, and okay, now we can focus on those students who come in for fall of 2026. Now is the time to be applying for university, and that's where the college fair comes in. Right? So now you've already, and it's mandatory if you're graduating from a local school, you have to apply to a local university, right? Or college, right? So you're going to focus on 5 international schools. Where do you want to go? Actually, where do you want to go? The UK, Canada, United States. Where do you want to focus? On the Caribbean, right? Let's have a conversation. Help me help you make this seamless and as pain-free as possible, right? We know what mommy and daddy can afford. And then I start searching. Send me your grades. I want to see your grades from grade 9. You're not going to swing
From grade 9?
From grade 9. You have to show a consistency.
Wow.
Because if I go and bat for you for scholarships, you got to show the school that it is worth it. You can't be trying to pull up your socks in the last semester, grade 12.
Correct.
I need to see that consistent GPA from grade 9. That's why I tell students to stay focused. Get off of social media. You don't have time for that.
That's for sure.
This is critical time. And so you want to apply to 5 local international colleges. That's it. That's it. Don't be around here searching, because you have a time when to apply. You have a time limit in which to accept the offer. And now what they're doing is implementing a deposit.
Really?
Yes. A lot has changed. A lot has changed. You got to submit your bank statement, which is 1 year tuition. So if you're going to school, let's just say Hofstra University, that's $85,000 per year. You have to give me a bank statement that's no older than 6 months, showing that you have $85,000.
You cannot be serious.
I am telling you, you have $85,000 available to you in your bank. Now, the good thing is, You can get it from auntie, uncle, pastor, anybody who will sponsor you, but they have to submit a letter saying, I will sponsor Clint while he's at university for the next 4 years, right? But you must show that in order to meet the requirements for the embassy. So that's why it's important for parents to have a conversation with their child. How much money do you have in your account right now? How much money do you have in your account? Let's be realistic. Let's stop wasting time because you have so much other requirements to meet for the government in order to get a diploma. You don't have time for that, right? So that's where this college fair come in. You come in, you meet these universities, international, you have a conversation with what do you have to offer? You know, what is your policy on DEI and do you have study abroad opportunities? Can I work on campus? Yes. A resident assistant job on campus pays for your housing. You need to know where to find and what to be looking for.
That's important to know.
That's important to know. And when you apply for these jobs, you got to show the universities that you are mature because you're going into a melting pot of different personalities. And so when you see a student in campus or in a dorm smoking or drinking, that's not allowed. How do you stand up to the student and not get beat down, but still hold firm and say you are not allowed to do that? And so they're looking for the maturity level. See, these things are so important. You see why it's important to stay focused? These things are important because if you can get a resident assistant job that pays for your housing, that's less money mommy and daddy have to pay. Yeah, so we gotta be serious about this. 6 and done. Apply, submit your report cards. Hold those report cards. It's important. They ask for transcript. The transcript and the report card is the same thing. If once your child gets the report card, you save that, you hold it because now you're submitting that along with their application, their valid passport, any SATs that they may have. And let's talk about the SATs. Hello. So now you know if you're studying in the science, technology, engineering, and math, and you want to be a doctor, who you writing a prescription for and your grades are D, right? Yeah, we're not doing that. And so your SAT scores has to be 1120 or higher. These 890s, the 840s, unacceptable. Now, some schools are test optional, meaning you don't need SATs. But if you are in those areas, you have to have SATs. You don't have time to be wasting. You got to be laser focused. If you want it bad enough, you will put in the work that's necessary in order to get it. Apply to these 6 universities, go through the process, submit the documentation, and then you can just focus now on school. You ain't got time for nothing else, right? Windows 5 acceptance letter. If you're accepted, come in. You do the process of elimination with your parents. Why do I want to go here? What is the school offering? Who's the most affordable? How are they recognized? Are they accredited? And trust me, if I recommend a school is accredited because I put you through the ropes, I will never send a student from the Bahamas internationally to fail. That's crazy, right? So you don't have to worry about that part. But it has to make sense. Can mommy and daddy afford this? You know, will the light be off at home? Will my brothers and sisters be able to have lunch when they go to school? Because I don't want mommy and daddy to be sacrificing and you know, doing what they want because I want it, but then they're suffering back at home. We got to be considerate.
Let me ask you, are schools around the world interested in providing scholarships for Bahamians?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
Some of the best students, huh?
Listen. The Bahamas has some of the best students, and I wish I had my photos to show you. The further the student goes, the more scholarship you get. They have to show diversity on their campus in order to get the federal government's funding. And so they want students, they will see me on social media and they'll reach out, hey, we want some students on campus. I just had a university, Gannon University in Erie, Pennsylvania. Their tuition is $56,000 per year. And I say to them, oh, really? You want Bahamians on campus, so what you can do for my Bahamians, I will lobby for you. You understand? My students can get full ride if you're an athlete, full ride to Gannon University. They automatically take $36,000 off of that $56,000 for my students. Hello. My Ministry of Education has a scholarship specifically for Gannon University if you're a research student. So if your balance is $20,000 and you get that scholarship, that's $10,000 off your balance for the year. And that's housing, meals, insurance, fees is $10,000. And there are other scholarships available. So you see how this thing works? That's why you have to be focused. You have to do your research. You have to know what it is that you want to study. And so if I communicate with a university, if you want that aquamarine, gold, and black on your campus, you better bring it.
So tell us about this 10th anniversary college fair, when it's happening, where it's happening, and what can people expect?
I am so excited excited. I'm so excited. I can't believe it's been 10 years already.
10 years, wow.
I can't believe it.
Wow, it's amazing.
It's happening next week, beginning on Friday. And I have all of the high schools coming on. I shout out all of my high schools, private and public. They're coming on the Friday. That's the 19th. And we're going to go on Saturday the 20th and Sunday the 21st. Right? Now, I know I have a whole list of schools here. I know you don't want me to call it.
This is Holy Trinity Activity Center.
This is Holy Trinity Activity Center in Stable and Gardens. Everybody knows that it's the round church.
Call the church, call the schools, because people may want to know if a school is there that they've really been looking at. They might want to hear that school.
Yeah. So we have Austin Peay State University, Avila University. We're going to have some local schools as well, because you know you can't leave them out.
Of course.
Ramsey will be there, right? Coakley Consultancy. Now, this is a person who I trust with my students. So once the students accept it, I call Ms. Coakley. I say, I need you to help the students.
They help with the visa process.
The visa process.
Gotcha.
And she give my students discounts.
Wow.
Hello, 99.99% accuracy.
Wow.
Detail, right? College of Central Florida, Conestoga College. We're going to have Canada, we're going to have the United States, we're going to have the United Kingdom there as well, right? Emporia State University, Florida Atlantic University, Florida Tech, Full Sail, Gannon University, Georgian College, Jacksonville State University, Kurztown University, Lewis Foundation, that's local as well, McQueen University, Murray State University, Nova Southeastern University, Pittsburgh State University, Savannah College of Art and Design. Everybody knows SCAD. Everybody knows SCAD. Seneca Polytech, Troy University, United Rural College will be there.
Wow.
University of Guelph will be there.
Wow.
University of New Hampshire, University of Prince Edward Island, and Wichita State University.
That's amazing.
I have a great lineup, and I have, listen, don't kill me, please, but I have to give a shout out to Lowe's Wholesale.
Please,
They believed in me, they sponsored me, and I want to shout out Lowe's Wholesale. Thank you, Lowe's Wholesale, because this is not cheap.
Of course.
Right? And so I thank everybody who's helped. They see the vision. They understand how important it is to get these students in one space so that they can come, because everybody can't afford to do the school hopping.
Right.
You can't afford that. And so I bring the universities to them. They come to one central and they have a conversation. Have a conversation and find out what it is that you can offer Bahamian students, and they're there. And I want to thank everybody who's helping me. It's not easy, you know. The Blue Pearl Empire, the reign of 17. Hello, girls. You know. So I have a list of people behind me, and I can't thank them enough, because this is something that's near and dear to my heart. I'm passionate about it. I eat, sleep, and drink this.
We know that. The entire weekend, December 19th, Friday, 9 to 2:30.
Yes.
Saturday the 20th, 9 to 3. And Sunday the 21st, 12 to 3.
Yes.
Holy Trinity Activity Center, 10th anniversary. Colleges out there, get the ball rolling.
Yes.
Charlotte Knowles, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations. Happy anniversary to you.
Thank you.
We look forward to hearing the success, and thank you for contributing to building tomorrow's future
Thank
for
you
our
so
young
much.
people. Stay with us. Love is in the air. We're going to tell you what that means right after the break.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
Make Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
The draw promo, take 1.
Blessings, this is the ancient man.
All right, the draw promo, take 2.
You prefer to give them McDonald's before you could give them peas and rice?
Man, ancient man, what you doing, man? Take 3.
If the bugger man ever beg you, don't give him none. If he try to hold you and hide your great God, break off and run. If he say you look sweet and juicy, watch it. He just wants some, cause if the bugger man ever bite you, meow. The drop. I don't mean drop nothing, it's the drop show. It's music, culture, art, entertainment.
Trust me, y'all ain't never want to miss this energy on The Drop.
So you could drop for the drop.
Yeah, little mama, bust the drop. Look out for the drop coming this fall.
Welcome back, family, tonight. Well, are you ready to fall in love? We got the magic potion. And I mean literally fall in love. When we say fall in love, we mean listening to 90s R&B music, something we all love, right? Yeah, I know. Well, if you're interested, we've got a treat for you tonight. Alliance and YBE Promotions will hold a concert. You've been seeing the ads run here on the ZNS network. Love in November at the National Stadium, featuring a few of the world's most popular entertainers. Joining us tonight with more details is Public Relations and Artist Affairs Manager Keishan Fowler. Welcome home, Keishan.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Good to have you here. So, we're talking fall in love.
Yes.
Fall in love.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
All right, so of course, YB Promotions, in conjunction with Alliance Promotions, alongside Bahamas Air and the Ministry of Tourism, presents a 90s R&B concert series. Doing something different, you know, stepping away from the reggae scene.
Right, right.
You know, I'm really used to seeing, and of course, bringing artists such as Tyrese.
You know, people already going crazy right now. They're going crazy.
Tyrese alone, from me mentioned Tyrese, I mean, the response has been amazing.
Yeah.
And then we added Uncle Sam. And then we got a little bit spicy, homegrown flavor. We added Alia Coley to the lineup.
Amazing artist.
And then just recently...
Y'all got beside yourselves.
We just got beside ourselves.
Add Deborah Cox.
We added Deborah Cox.
What was y'all thinking? Y'all thinking? I mean, it's a powerful lineup.
Yes.
Powerful lineup. I think there are going to be so many Bahamians who love that genre of music that these artists bring. And it just seems like, I just can imagine it being a night of just enjoying good music.
Yes, and I'm glad that you just mentioned Bahamians. We are targeting not only Bahamians. And I want to mention that we have a flyaway package. And for those that are coming from Florida, Miami, that's Fort Lauderdale and Orlando, you can take advantage of the flyaway package. Also, those coming in from Turks and Caicos and Jamaica, you can take advantage of the package as well. And I'm not forgetting our second city and our family island.
I was about to say, what happened to the family island? You know, they come in. They come in.
Yes. So with that, you get your platinum seating, which gives you access to backstage as well.
Wow.
You get your airfare, accommodations, and ground transportation.
Listen, we're excited. ZNS is obviously a sponsor of this as well. We're excited about this. Talk a little bit about these artists, particularly the headliners, their impact in the music industry internationally.
When we think about 90s music, you cannot think about 90s music and not incorporate Tyrese.
Yeah.
You know, people always, they clown on him and say, Tyrese, he loves to cry. But he knows how to, you know, touch the soul. And then we look at Uncle Sam. I don't ever want to see you again.
Right. That's what I'm talking.
Classic. And of course, Deborah, oh my word.
How did you get their calls?
How? And I want to just petition the people because they think, okay, this is just for lovers. No, this is not just for lovers. You know, bring your girls out. You know, if you want to take advantage of group rates, if you want table lounges, sky pods, sky lounges, you can call 357-0116. And of course, you can get your tickets at all Cash and Go locations, or you can visit cashandgobahamas.com and get your tickets. And of course, our platinum seating, our table lounges, we have a concierge service for you. So it's all.
And get it now. You know, don't be the one saying, boy, I had a concert, it was so good. I wanted to go, but I waited till the last minute and I couldn't go. Don't be in that category, right?
Clint, one thing I don't know with Bahamians, they were so last minute. And one thing, you know, with YB Promotions, we're no stranger to the concert
We started
arena.
way in advance.
You know, way in advance. Sorry for those that didn't take advantage of the early bird tickets.
Right.
You can take advantage of our Tier 2 tickets now. And then, of course, tickets are expected to go up the week of the concert.
Wow. Y'all hear that? So don't wait till the last minute. You can pay more.
Please, you're going to pay more. And don't call me.
Right.
I ain't got no tickets.
Yeah.
Don't call Clint.
Oh, listen.
No, so get your tickets now. And I'm admonishing everyone. It's going to be a grand, wonderful concert experience. Think about like a festival, because we're going to have a food court as well. We're going to have the DJ. We're going to have DJ Peen in the food court. We're going to have all of the top DJs, Lil Giant, Pusha Jr., DJ Tank, 1K Guys. You name it, they're going to be on the lineup. So this is one show you don't want to miss. It's all going down at the National Stadium.
November 1.
November 1.
Love, fall in love again. Well, thank you, Shannon. Of course, we're going to be talking to you, leading it all up for the event, so y'all can get used to seeing her here as we talk about it as we get closer to the event. Thank you for being here on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Fall in love, fall in love. That does it for the rundown tonight. Be sure to stay locked on to the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's a final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with the man himself, Royston Jones. Y'all noticed Royston last week during 11 o'clock. You're going to be seeing him at 7:30, so he's giving it his all at 11 o'clock this week. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night, everybody.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.
What's wrong with you, girl? Why are you crying?
I'm watching Brian's song.
Oh, yeah, that was a good movie. Billy D. Williams and everything. I love Brian.